All right, so I've got another collection here. Now, this one I just picked up on eBay. This was an auction on eBay that I won. So I'm actually happy because my high bid was a lot more than I paid for it, but I ended up paying $846 for this collection based on what I saw. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I saw in the listing and why I picked it up for that much. So obviously, here's the main picture right here. Lots of cards, several thousand cards. Now remember, just because it's a lot of cards doesn't mean it's a good collection, but I based it on some information that the seller gave me. So going through it really quick, on the left here, obviously, we got a nice big deck box with several commander decks, obviously, lots of dice. Definitely more decks over here and lots of bulk stuff I can see. I'm guessing that's probably a deck too. Going over to the next listing, next pictures here, we have a couple of playmats with it. I'm not a big playmat collector, but maybe I'll keep them, maybe I'll sell them. We'll see. What I have here is basically, this is the big, I'm not sure what the brand of this deck box is, but I know these are nice and they're probably expensive. Lots of dice, lots of decks. I can see Avacyn, Sithis, and I'm guessing that Captain one is the pre-con commander, and so is Wilhelt. That's a pre-con from, I think, Zendikar Rising. So my guess is probably a couple pre-cons, but a couple from scratch ones. So pretty cool. Scarab God deck, very cool. I can see Wilhelt the Rock Cleaver in there. So my guess is probably the pre-con upgraded, most likely. And of course, Traxa here, so that's always probably a heavy hitting deck. We'll see how that goes. So this is what I like too, is they had a couple screenshots of some of the values of cards. Okay, so as you can see, there's this 247 cards worth $1,128. Now, basically, the listing said that they had they didn't scan everything. It was kind of like just the heavy hitting cards in some of the decks. So it wasn't even all of them, but it was kind of like an idea of what's in there. So my thought is, and I checked some of these definitely are market price. I compared them as I went through. So okay, if they're saying that it's worth $1,128 market price for just some of the bigger hitters in the deck, and I paid $846, and not kind of any of the small stuff and the bulk and the extra rares and all that, I'm hoping that there's gonna be some good stuff in there. So I think we should be okay. So there were some cards there, obviously, like I said, One Ring being the big hit, Vorinclex, Arcane of Thune, Avacyn. Again, if I check these prices and compare them, that's the market price. I'll just show you this one last one, then we'll get into it. So again, some more hits. Obviously, it's going downward in price, but a couple pages worth cards worth $10 and up, and a lot of cool things there. They said they didn't scan all the bulk in this price. This is just things basically like a few bucks and up. I think it was like $5 and up. So here it is, and all right, so here's a collection here. It's a pretty big box, weighs probably easily 25 pounds of cards. Like I said, it's several thousand cards, I think. So pretty big box again. Box cut up for scale, so pretty good. So let's dive right in and see what we get. Now, like some other collections, this is probably going to be multiple videos because I think it's going to be pretty big. I won't be able to do this all in one shot. So let's just see what we get in here. I figure I'll open it up and then we'll throw it all on the table and so we can see what there is. So unpacking it, okay. Okay, yeah, here's that big deck box we saw in the listing, and it's definitely full. So let's see. Yep, okay, sweet, yeah. So a bunch of commander decks, a bunch of dice. Looks like a bunch of bundle dice too, so that'll be fun to go through. I'm sure a lot of the value, again, is in these decks, but we'll see everything piece by piece as we go through it. Playmats, put those aside. I'm not a big accessory person. I'm not big on playmats and dice and things like that. What is this? Some sleeves. Like I said, I'm not a big accessory person. Playmats, dice. I used to be a little bit, but never really got big into collecting all those. I really have the cards. All right, so let's put all this on here. I got another deck box full of cards. Awesome. Yeah, this one should be a good collection. I'm really excited about this. This looks like a deck. Maybe a deck. Maybe not. All right. A lot of bundles. All right, so my guess is, like, a lot of people do, they probably buy packs, they buy bundles and things like that, and then they bunch of bulk. They got some decks and all sorts of stuff. So what I'm excited for this is, again, because they were showing feels like a deck box. Oh, these are the old Ultra Pro ones. These are actually, I think, kind of rare. I've got some of the other small ones. I've never seen the big one before though. These are cool. Okay. But yeah, with these, I think this is gonna be one of those collections where, like, they just had their whole thing in here. They didn't try to piece it out separately. As I was looking through the seller's accounts, there wasn't like they hadn't sold anything else in their account. There was no other like singles being sold or anything. Deck box is cool. Lord of the Rings, that's very nice. And what do we got here? What are these, Legos? Okay, well, I'm not a Lego guy, so put those there. Now this is what we got. All right, let's sort this out a little bit. This is a lot. I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna be a jerk, and I'm gonna do the decks last because it's more fun that way. Gotta build the suspense a little bit. All right, so all this bundles, deck box, bundles, sleeves. Okay, let's just put this down now. let's see where we're at here. Okay. This is going to be a fun one to go through. Like I said, it's kind of different, like every collection you buy, because sometimes it's a random collection. Sometimes it's actually somebody's collection with decks and all that, so you can kind of predict it a little bit more. Sometimes just a random boxes of cards. So this is what we got. Yeah, we got a lot to go through. This is definitely going to be a few videos. So what we're going to do is let me turn the scanner on, and we're just going to jump right in and see how it goes. All right, scanner, get you one. All right. All right, let's dig in. First one, I guess we'll start right at the top here, Wilds of Eldraine. I love the bundle boxes. They're very cool to store stuff in, so not a problem taking those right there. What I'm going to do is actually move this. I gotta give myself some room. Sorry, these are going off camera. I need the room. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Now we can see what's going on. All right. Let's start on the edge here. So it's funny. I always think of, I'm guessing they obviously have the bundle boxes, but I'm going to guess 1,000% that this little curl here are the foil lands that you get in the bundle box, because obviously they always Pringle and they're just stuck together. They were never used. So let's see if I'm right. All right, let's jump right in. So we got Hit the Mother Load. So we got rares right off the bat. Very nice. And if they scan, let's see. Oh, the foils. Sometimes the foils have a tough time scanning. That's the problem. Well, at least we're going to type it in. Okay. Yeah, this will be several videos just because it's a lot of cards. Let's see. Hit the Mother Load, not the extended version. We're going to go with the regular version, foil. Bulk, 28 cents. All right, going through here, what we got? Deep Fathom Echo. That's probably a bulk, right? Yep, figured. Move this over. Inti. Promo pack. No, that's not quite the promo pack. Let's go with the regular version. 73 cents. Okay, so probably buy listable at least. Okay. Make my piles here. Good. This is a lot of cards to go through. Borderless Ceratops, very cool. Forced, I like these lands. These are kind of nice. Let's scan them, see if they're buy listable. 53 cents, not really. Lands. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll see a lot of just this basic stuff you see in people's collections as they bought packs, they bought bundles. Yeah, there you go. See, all the foil lands, figured. Okay. At least it's predictable. So let's dig through. And most likely, you see the lines. Those are probably the art cards. So most likely open packs and pulled the rares out and everything else stuck in here. Most likely. This is kind of cool because a lot of times I get these collections, I get older stuff. So this is actually kind of newer. Oh, the rares are in there. Perfect. So this time I think, I'll get a lot of newer stuff, which is nice. Restless Vents. Borderless. Bulk. Soul Cleaver. $1.47. Okay. That's that one. Perfect. Foils. So I did hear that the art cards are going away now, and what's this? Edge of Eternities. That's actually pretty cool because I think art cards are probably a waste of space. But I heard they're going into the collector packs actually, which I'm not a fan of. I think that's kind of a dumb move, my opinion. But signed art card, very cool. None of those really have any value. I mean, I'm gonna scan it. I'm gonna check it, but sometimes they do. I guess that one probably doesn't. Okay, we'll roll through here. Yeah, it's weird seeing newer sets because I'm used to. I would prefer getting older stuff, but you can't always get that. There's a signed art card. I'll put those aside. Let's see. Foils, nothing crazy. Art cards. So there was one rare. They looked like the rest probably got pulled out. I know I think there is a few uncommon pullables, I believe, in this set. I believe. Okay, nothing there. All right, we'll just keep digging through. Core 19. Okay, so change it up so a little layers. These gates in Baldur's Gate, actually, some of them can be pullable. I forget exactly which ones. Citadel Gate, let's see if the foil is. Some of these are actually decent. Yeah, foil 165 for Citadel Gate. The regular one, nothing. Command Towers, nothing. Drownyard Temple. It's a rare Baldur's Gate. Bulk. Nothing there. Endless Sands from Amonkhet. Let's see. Nothing. Bulk. Evolving Wilds. Lots of Evolving Wilds. Okay, so they definitely sorted through this stuff, which is good. Okay. Signed art. Yeah, signed art card, which is that thing on there because no one actually get the signature for that artist. It's always so weird.
I would like to see like actual signed cards. I think that would be awesome. You know, real ones, not just like a stamp on it. I think that's kind of cheesy. Uncommons. There's a rare. Kellen. Nothing. Bulk rare. Foil list card from Rivals. Boros Garrison for the bounce land. Nothing with a Canopy Vista commander card. Probably reprinted a million times, right? Commander Dominator United. I think that's what it is. Okay, perfect. We'll take it. A lot of those lands, the problem is they've been reprinted in commander decks and things so many times, they're just absolutely worthless. All right, let's keep rolling on. Looks like a land box. Probably won't see anything crazy, but you got to look through. You never know. Ikoria. Promenade Shores. Vault of the Archangel. Dark Ascension. Bulk rare. Estate. Crimson Vow. The set where nothing's valuable. It was funny because actually it was at, is that a, was it Japanese or Chinese? That's a Japanese Commander 2017 card. Interesting. Cryptic Spires. Yeah, no. Nothing there. No. Okay, like a land box for sure. Okay, nothing really crazy there. One little stack here, maybe, and there's stuff in the box, that's good. All right, Snarl. Nothing. Bulk rares. Bulk rares. But definitely good usable lands, that's for sure. Rupture Spire. That looks really dark in the ink, doesn't it? That just me, or is that ink like really dark? I'll put that aside. Look at that later. Snarls. Cheap lands, but they're lands. Not the Commander version. This is the original Strixhaven version. Wow, this has been printed a few times, huh? Holy crap. 32 cents, yeah. We got this Slayer Stronghold. Is that Commander Legends? Yeah. Commander 2021. That's not right. It's Commander Legends. Yeah, Commander Legends. There we go. 27 cents. Still worthless. Stone Quarries. Sunhome, no. Temple Milady. I mean, that's bulk. Temples, plenty. These are bulk lands. These are from Commander decks for sure. Yeah, Temples. They're playables, but they're definitely bulk from Commander decks. Okay, so let's see what's in this last box. And this one. Sleeved cards. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sleeves. Okay, sleeves. What is this, a proxy? Okay. Okay. So, box of sleeves. All right. So, nothing really major in there. Nothing really at all in there, to be honest with you. A bunch of bulk rares. But I figured we'd see that, and probably most of the heavy-hitted cards will probably be in these decks. So, close this one up. Call this box done. These are the ones I like, though, because collections like this, they're so big, and there's going to be so much stuff in them. And it's fun to go through and see what kind of stuff you can find. You know, you never know what sits in bulk for a while. After, you know, sometimes even just a couple of sets, some commons, uncommons, they shoot up in price. Or some rares actually become playable. So that's what you can hopefully find doing this. Let's go with this one. Let's see. More sleeves? More sleeves. Yep. Okay. More sleeves. But I get, ooh, and dice. So a bunch of dice. We'll take those. What's this? Suko. There's a rare War Infiltrator. Baldur's Gate, that's nothing. All right. Let's grab a stack and keep going. Rare Wilds of Eldraine. Bulk, of course. Stonecoil Serpent, Throne of Eldraine list card. 79 cents, basically bulk. Ley Lines. 32 cents. A lot of bulk rares for sure. Mortality. Nothing. Prismatic Omen. 72 cents for Food Fight. Nothing. Red Cap. 13, so it's a bulk rare box, maybe. Lady of Laughter. The Otter. Showcase, nothing. Foil rare, 3 Blind Mice. Not one. Yeah, foil sometimes can be hard to scan with TCG Player app. This is the TCG Player app I'm using to. I know some people ask me in the comments, and it is a TCG Player app. That's what I always use. I've used it forever, and it works great. 3 Blind Mice, 37 cents for the foil. I think, oh, now it scans it. Okay. Archon of the Wild Rose. Nothing. Lich Knight's Conquest. Not going to scan. Lich. Type this in. Oh, Lich Knight's Conquest. There we go. 44 cents for the foil. It's going to be probably a little more. $2.27. Okay, so a $2 card. So finally something decent in there. Knightly Valor, nothing there in commons here. Shrey, Solitary, Troyan, Tempests, Vaults, Twinning Twins, 13 cents. Topia Sprawl, uncommons. No. List cards. Ground Seal, no. Dark Tutelage. All right, commons. I don't think there's anything really common worthy for this set to look at. I'll look through it kind of quick, but yeah, not really. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time with a bunch of commons if there's nothing really there. Okay. Going through there. Next stack in here. Let's see. Rare Forgotten Creation. Nothing. Bulk. Okay. Different sets now. Philosopher. Baldur's Gate. A lot of Baldur's Gate rares I'm seeing so far. 41 cents. Nothing there. We got Hour of Eternity. Amonkhet. 13 cents. Hour of Need. Invasions. Ley Line of Anticipation. Baldur's Gate. 219. Okay. That'll work. Little hit right there. Classic Mahamaya Jin. Iconic Masters list card. Mentor Pixies. This is a good dispute. Was that a pullable? No, I always thought it was. Neutralize. Give me Riddle Sphinx. That's a bulk rare. We've seen those in collections before. That's nothing. Dowser, Sabotage, Striker. So kind of sorted by color, which is cool. But there's still some stuff in here worth finding. What is that shiny stuff back there? Oh, probably more foil lands from the bundles. Okay. Lands. Yeah, foil lands from the bundles. Cool. Okay. That will be that part there. Yeah, like I said, a lot of things like this. I mean, this is probably a player's collection, so I'm not expecting too much out of these big boxes, but it's worth going through for the small things that they may be in there. Again, you never know what's changed. Bulk rares left behind. Aegis, 42 cents. Artificer. All the glitters. I know that was reprinted in Commander Masters, so it's probably worthless now. List either way. It's not really worth anything. Ashes. Not the promo pack version, but the Ixalan, 58 cents, so nothing. Two of those, nothing. Finishing Lights. I mean, the good thing is lots of playables, which is nice, but just value, nothing in this bulk really yet. But we got a lot to go. That's the nice thing. And again, you know, when I look at these, that's a bulk rare, the spider. When I look at a collection like these, when I buy them, like, especially when they listed several things, Lovestruck Beast, well, they showed a lot of the value as far as like some of the bigger. Oh, Marwyn, that's a good one. Marwyn, very nice. One of my favorite commanders that I built before. 240. I feel like that dropped. I feel like that was more before. Really good elf commander. It's sneaky good. Naturalize. No. What am I thinking of? Not that. Okay. But the good thing is when they actually list some of the value or a good amount of the value, like you know what you have a good idea of what you're getting. So anything extra like this, it's just bonus stuff. You use it for playables. You can sell it as bulk. I mean, whatever. Noxious Revival? That was reprinted in a commander deck? I didn't even know that. 531. Not the new Phyrexia. So that was a good uncommon. I didn't know that was reprinted in a commander deck. 666. Okay, sure. Works for me. Next, Herald the Pup. Took. Brawler. Melodies. Shortcut to... Is that Shortcut to Mushrooms a pullable? No. As I said before, sometimes you think of these cards that you think are pullables, and they're just definitely not, but sometimes they just get stuck in your head. Territorial Allosaurus. Nothing. Bulk. Tyvar Stam, that's a good pullable uncommon. Yep, $1.25. Not the list reprint. Phyrexia 104. Okay. Restoration, the Kavu. Brutalizer, Mares. Vivian, War the Spark. Nothing. 80 cents. I mean, it's probably buy listable. Classic Air Elementals. Chasm Skulker. I don't think that's anything. Okay, well, I'm wrong. No, that's a promo pack. I was just saying, I was like, I don't think that's a big hit. Chasm Skulker, 74 cents. Yeah, if that was anything crazy. There's an Excavator, Cursive Unbinding. Buck 19. Sure. Take that. It's buy listable. Truth Mage. Factor Fiction. It's been printed so many times. I'm curious, though. It's not really worth anything, is it? I mean, it's been printed so many times. Yeah, I didn't think so. Fairy Vandals, nothing there. Flux Channeler, that's a good pull from War of the Spark. Yep, 149. Nice. And we got, what is this? A little land and a whole bunch of dice. There's a lot of dice in this collection, which is cool. I can't wait to see them all later. Again, I'm not a big accessories guy, not a big dice person, but hey, I'll take them. It's good to have some laying around, but I don't like collect a million of them. All right. Get those in there. Perfect. All right, so let's look at the next box. This looks like a filler box, and I'm guessing this is all dice. Empty. Little paper tokens, okay. Not my thing. And more dice. So this person definitely was a dice collector. Oh, okay, sweet. So I got all the dice I'm ever going to need, which is nice. So cool. I'll deal with those later. All right, put those aside. Let's jump into this guy, this Lord of the Rings one. This was that misprint one. I'm just going to put that aside. I don't know. It looks a little dark to me. Sometimes misprint collectors like that kind of thing. So what's in the box? More dice. Lands Mix. More dice. Man, this person loved their dice. Holy crap. All right, let's dig through. What do we got here? That for sure. Oh. I was going to say that for sure is a proxy. And I was like, oh, it's for sale. Nope, that's a proxy too. You can tell. It's a really, I mean, you know what? I'm an advocate of proxies. I like them. But, well, I wish that was a Badlands. Okay, these are proxies. These are Bushnell, right? Splinter Twin. Well, they picked some good cards, that's for sure. This is like a whole box of proxies. Bayous, Imperial Seals. Wow, I wish these cards were real. And they weren't like, these cards I can tell you were not like in the pricing for sure. So it looks like they just made a bunch of proxies and just making decks, which is fine. A lot of proxies. Holy crap. Hey, you know what? For quick little proxies, these aren't bad. I'll give them credit for these. But none of these are real. Damn, I wish they were. They use some good arts too. They use some good versions. Okay, proxies. Man, these are a lot of good proxies. Carpet Flowers, Scrublands. Well, that's a lot of proxies. Okay, that's literally a whole. So at least they were together, so they weren't spread in the collection. So those are all proxies. I'm probably just gonna shred those, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go on to the next part. Let's see. All right, actual cards. Lord of the Rings. Golgari Guild Kits, I think. Codals, Streets of Nicopenna. Pride Mage, very cool, borderless. Double Masters can be good if there's some good bulk in here. This looks like, obviously, some gold stuff. People call it multicolored. I call it gold, man. I'm playing from the 90s. I call it gold. Artifacts. Come on, give me something good in here. A lot of bulk. It's funny because, you know, for a while back when I was building like a lot of Commander decks, when I was building like 2-3 Commander decks a week, I would proxy cards a lot. Because, you know, like I said, I'm a big advocate of proxies because especially if you're new, you're trying a new deck, you're trying something out, don't spend a bunch of money on singles and you might find out the deck sucks. Proxy it, have a good time with it, try it out for like a dozen games, and if it's good, buy the card. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as your play group's cool with it, go for it, man. As long as you can play the game. Crashing Drawbridge, I feel like that's a pullable. It's not. I thought it was. Commander Sphere, good commander cards. Bunch of them. I'll pull those aside just because they're usable. Bronze Sword, Thespian Death. Nothing there. Nothing. Okay. All right. So far these bundle boxes have been really nothing special, which I expected. But we've got a lot to go through still. Okay. Lord of the Rings. There can be good commons, uncommons in Lord of the Rings. So we got to look through these a little bit. Torment, Lash. No. Double Masters. Rift Bolt. I feel like that's a usable common. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, Run Amok. Red Cap, Impulse, Rumbles. Borderless Monster Swiss Sphere. That's a kind of 53 cents. Not really. Maybe it's buy listable. Maybe it's buy listable. Light them up. Cast in the Fire. That used to be a pullable common. Not anymore. That used to be a pullable common. Like a year ago, probably. All right. Foils from Infinity. That's cool. Any Galaxy foils? That'd be nice. This is from a... Ooh, this was a collector pack. So there's Galaxies. Grand Marshal. It's a mythic. Nothing. Galaxy. There are some Galaxy commons that are pretty expensive. I've opened a lot of Infinity collector packs, and there are some good things. So let's look at this. Embiggen. As long as it's like playable, like it's worth checking. Embiggen Galaxy foil. This one goes for 423. So there you go. Galaxy foil common 423. Galaxy form of the Approach to the Second Sun. Not the regular version. Let's go Galaxy. They do have a nice premium sometimes. Not this one, 19 cents. Nothing crazy there. Uncommon throwback Frankie Peanuts. I did like these. It was kind of cool. They did throwbacks in the these. Not the unhinged one, unfortunately. Unsanctioned. Unsanctioned? No, it's not unsanctioned. This is, I guess they're calling it the list preprint. Yeah, okay. And then your Flourish of Mirrors Marbles. I kind of like seeing that kind of things. It's fun seeing like different sets like that. The old, just any unsets are fun. Fluoros. Showcase, nothing. Okay, bulk. Last little stack here. Lands. Negates, Tragic Slips. I like the Force. I'm going to pull that out. Sleight of Hands. Cold Century, that thing. Rare. So some of these is like they open the packs and just put it in a box. They just put it right back in the box, which is fine. I'll take it. Odyssey list card. Tragic Slip from Conspiracy. Tragic Slips. Are these pullables? No. I figure when I get like multiples of one card, it's worth just scanning it for a second. You never know. Tezzeret's Gambits. Let's check it. The new Phyrexia version. Nah. Nothing there. Cloud Shifts. Ornithopter's Classic. Rakdos Charm. Again. Yeah, I guess buy listable maybe. I'll throw it in the pile. A lot of Tragic Slips. What we got here? This is kind of just a mixed box of whatever, really. Some like the first couple had at least a little bit of organization to them. This one not so much. Dust Legion Duelist. Not the promo pack. Probably the regular one's bulk, right? 76 cents. Again, maybe it's buy listable. Throw it in the box, whatever. Grothian Elder list card from Urza's Saga. List card. Nothing. Quarter. Not even. Okay. Nightmares. Rare. Surican Goreclaw. 562. Okay, well, that's a good one. A good pull one right there. Zura the Dawnwaker. Showcase. Nope. Bulk. 72 cents. Sunfall. Buck 11. Pullable. List Pillaging Horde from Portal. No. Original Portal, no. Sometimes the list cards can be more. Yeah, this was definitely not 7 cents. Okay. All right, that finishes that box. So there's a couple good pulls in there. A couple dollar cards, a couple $5, like a $5 card. So, all right. On to the next one. Let's go with this guy right here. He's out of the way. All right. So this is my camera a little bit here. There you go. It's funny because I had one video where my scanner wasn't doing anything, so I'm constantly just checking it to make sure it's okay. So again, I'm guessing that this little stack here is probably foil lands from the bundle. Yeah. So Crimson Vow bundle. Ugh. Not something you want to see is Crimson Vow cards. Not much in there because they were reprinted a couple of times already in just a couple of years. Commander Legends, though, I like. Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Theros Beyond Death. 87 cents. Pullable, I guess. Emancipation Angel Jumpstart? No. Face Fetters, Faramir, Flicker Wisp, Frodo. This is what from the bundle, I believe. Probably not worth anything because it was probably a million copies, literally a million copies made. Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Let's find it. Lord of the Rings bundle. It's got to be that one. Yeah. Foil. Yeah, 23 cents. Yeah, it's really nothing. Promo pack. Gavny Dawnguard. Nothing, 9 cents. Caskets, glass caskets. What we got here? Catilda, Don Hart Martyr. 94 cents. Knight Captain of Eos. Question is this a proxy? I hate these sleeves when you don't know which way is to get out of them. There we go. Nope, that looks good. List card. Shards is $2. List card, $242. I'll take that. Another card. Hopefully all those proxies are kept in one spot, 'cause I hate to have to like check a bunch of different things as I'm going through it. Might have to, but we'll see how it goes. Monologue tax. Okay. Commander 21. It's a Strixhaven one. Not the Commander Dustmorn. It was Commander 21. 289. Cool. We'll take those. All those small hits add up, man. And again, this is all the bulk stuff, which is basically zero cost as far as I'm concerned. Like everything I've seen so far is basically zero cost, because I was bidding on the decks and everything else. Even like the deck boxes, the dice, that's just all a bonus. So Rune Halo, it's a bulk. Yeah. Samwise, that's a bulk. Secret Rendezvous, Shattered Angel. Okay, nothing there. It's funny there's rares mixed in, so they just kind of like open some packs and throw them back in here. So that's the nice thing, is that sometimes you can find some big, heavy hitting ones in there. You just hope you get the right ones that they left behind. Crimson Vow is not much to look for. There really isn't. They had Crimson Vow, then they had Double Feature, and they had Innistrad Remastered. So they reprinted the cards there twice in like 2 years. And it was not a heavy value set in the first place. So Crimson Vow is not something you want to see a set of. Okay. It's one of the few sets I will absolutely not carry on my Whatnot show anymore. Like, there's just nothing worth going in there for anymore. Let's see. All right, got some rares here. Borderless Thundering Mare. Commander version. Extended art. No. Ill-Tempered Loner. Borderless from Crimson Vow. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Okay, fine. We'll type it in. Ill-Tempered Loner from Crimson Vow. Extended art. 213. Okay, well, it's worth something. Worth a little something. Mythic. These are those box toppers. These are the, oh man, some sets had some terrible box toppers. This Crimson Vow was one of them. 48 cents for that. Nothing. Stensia Uprising Borderless Foil. 23 cents for the regular, foil being 25 cents. Nothing again. Crimson Vow is a tough one. This is the Concealing Curtains. I think that was my pre-release card when I went to this pre-release. I feel like it was. 14 cents. The foil being 21 cents. I like the lands. They're cool. I do like the lands in this set. They're very nice. Commons. So most likely they open like a collector pack. Most likely. Which is Oven. I feel like that was a pullable. This is a list version. Throne of Eldraine, no. List version. $1.35, yeah, okay, so it's pullable. Breathkeeper Seraph. Oh, there we go, nice land. 94 cents. Stormcarved Coast. 370, nice. Foil, Cigar Summons. Come on. Vow Bundle, that's probably what it is then. Yep, that's the bundle version. Consuming Tide for a rare. Nothing, 34 cents. That thing. Sunrise. $1.03, sure. Foil Ill-Tempered Loner. We had one of those already, right? 36 cents, but the foil is $2.59. Okay, nice little premium for the foil. Yisan the Wandering Bard. Is that, what the heck is this? Is that damaged or is that a misprint? That's a, I can't tell. Look at that. I can't really tell if that's a misprint or not. It feels, I don't think there's, yeah, I think it's a misprint. Oh, that's a wild one. I'm putting that aside. Okay, I'll have to look at that later. Interesting. Again, I'm not a misprint collector, but I'm happy to pass those on to people that are. Demonic Bargain, 12 cents, nothing there. Anjay, 21. Runo, Showcase, 59 cents. Vidalian Estate, nothing. The Forebear, nothing. Nothing. Restless Bloodseeker Wizards. Yeah, Crimson Vow. Not a fan. Like I said, the pre-release was fun. I had a really good time with the pre-release a few years ago, but it's not a powerful set, not a valuable set. Cool art, I'll give them that. Fireballs, list card, Harvester, nothing there, nothing. Wash Away, I feel like that's a pullable. Nope, must have been reprinted because it was at one point. Okay, nothing there. Now, if history serves me correct, these will both be sleeves. Sleeves, yeah, sleeves. This one says tokens. It is a bunch of sleeves. Actually, the good thing is, though, there's probably enough sleeves in here that I can sleeve up some of my old school decks, which I would be fine with. All right. That was done. I got about, what, 3 more bundle boxes here. Then I have a lot of deck boxes to do. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 more bundle boxes. All right. Okay. So there's some pullables in this bulk. Not a lot. Didn't expect anything at all. So anything I get, like I said, it's a bonus. Let me check this real quick. Hold on. Again, just checking my scanner, see if it's working. So allegedly it is. Allegedly. Lots of lands. Lots of lands. As I said in every other video, if you ever buy collections like this, you're gonna get a lot of lands. Enough where you never have to buy any ever. Map Swamp, I'll scan those. I think those may be buy listable. Maybe. 31 cents. Not really. All right, this might just be a whole land box here. Which, I'll be honest with you, when that happens, I really don't care because it gets them out of the way. They're not in the middle of the rest of the collection. And they're already sorted for me. These are the Guild Kit versions? Clue Edition. No, that's not the Clue Edition. This is the Guild Kit. Guild Kits. Oops. Hold on here. Let me try that again. Because I'm sure some of these lands are actually worth pulling. Raven Guild Kit, not this one, but I know some of them can be. Just because they're really like special arts for it. All right. I'm sure there's some people that are like trashing me because I scanned some lands, but every once in a while you actually find some that are worth it. I like these new Katana lands. Cool art. 56 cents. Maybe it's buy listable, maybe it's not. Either way, I'm going to send it in as one. Pull those as well. 8th edition. Is this the flower one? No, not that one. I think this one was the Onslaught one, but maybe because it was a different set, it might be worth more or less. I'm not sure. As I say, I always have a big lot of cards I sent to the conduit of cards when I do a big buy list. And if I'm already sending in like 2,000 cards and I just slip in some other things that might be buy listable, like there's no harm in it whatsoever. I'm already shipping it out. It literally costs me nothing just to send it in. So why not? Worst case scenario, I'll lose 2 cents on the bulk rate per card. Not a big deal. Nothing here, nothing there. What is this? What is this? Art cards? Nope. March Machines. Gigant the Wellspring. Showcase. Come on. 42 cents. Nothing there. Grafted Butcher. 13 cents. Nothing there. Signed art cards. Pull those. Why not? Someone likes them. I'm sure some people like those. Invasions. Quendi. Kenrith the Return King. Like that. He was the first commander I ever built. 274. Invasion of Chandalar for the Mythic. 136. That'll work. Ranger of Eos, another list card. That's kind of funny. We saw this before, too. Actually, no. It was the Ranger Alara. 55 cents, so nothing really there. It was a Knight of Eos, I believe we had before. And Errant and Giada. Nothing. And nothing there. Okay. At least it wasn't a total land box. And the next one. Well, at least they were an organized Magic player. I think that's one of the best things that any Magic player can do is just organize their collection. It makes it so much easier when you're actually looking for cards. It's a lot of work, and it can be time-consuming, but it's so much better than just having everything thrown together in a mess. All right. Lands. Cool revised land. But that's not the art I like, so I'm not going to take that out. Here we go. End of the land box. Okay, yeah, just the land box. At least it was easy to go through. All right, 2 more bundle boxes. And then it'll be all the deck stuff, which is going to be, there's a lot. I'm guessing there's probably like 10 decks in there. So let's see what's in these last 2 bundle boxes. Well, the nice thing too is I got all these bundle boxes for storage, which is good. All right, here are the 2 more. This guy. Okay. Let's see. In overall condition, obviously, I think is really good because a lot of this stuff is just bulk, obviously. So condition should be pretty good. Dominaria United. So they opened a bundle of that as well. Art cards, art cards. If there's signed art cards, I'll pull them out. Otherwise, that's actually really cool, Liliana. Sometimes some signed art cards they do hold value. Because people do like to collect them. I'm not a collector of them. But if I see them, I'll pull them out. Statue Protector, Seraph. Battle of Bywater. It's a rare from Lord of the Rings. 98 cents, so it's buy listable. Birth of Melitus, is that a bullet? No, that's not one. Wanderer, Thriller. Triumph, here's a rare. Urza Symbols of Titans. Nothing, 38 cents. And that's that one right there. Okay. Let's see. Kaldheim. Love Kaldheim, great set. Shatters, Vanguards, Worms, Turtles, Sentinels, Barricades, small stuff. I love opening Dom-U collector packs because you never know when anyone's going to get a Legends card in them. Like, I pull a lot of Legends cards out of Dom-U collector packs. And the cool thing is like, even if it's like a bulk Legends card, it's still a Legends card. It's freaking awesome. It really is. For those that don't know, for those that aren't sure about that, Dominaria United, the 4th card in the pack is where the Legends card is. And so it's always a cool feeling when you just see the old different card stock. You can tell there's something different in there. It's a really nice feeling. Like I said, I was lucky enough to pull Relic of Legends. Is that pullable? List reprint is for 236, but what about the Dom-U? Dom United 178. Absolutely. So we'll take 2 of those. Herd Migration. Foil rare. I think that's a bulk. Yeah, it's a bundle one. Lenore Green Widow. 40 cents, nothing there. Partisan. 23. Firestorm. Squee for the showcase. Nothing. Loam Speaker. 16 cents. Peacekeeper. Go. Come on. Come on. There you go. Not the promo one for $1.10. Probably the bulk rare for 23 cents. That makes more sense. Defiler of Dreams. Ravenman. List Thrall. Caves of Koilos. Usable land. Not worth much, but it was just reprinted in Commander Thunder Junction. That's funny. Threats Undetected. Guardian of Benalius. A lot of bulk rares in here. It's okay. I doubt we'll see any Shellys in here. I'm going to seize list card. No, that was a Kool-Aid Courier card, but that was by listable at one point. Raph. I like Dom-U, but the value in the set is rough. It really is. Again, though, it's so cool when you can pull some cool Legends cards. It's an awesome feeling. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Vega into Kaldheim. No. Okay. And then Strixhaven box. This is a pre-release kit. Or, oh wait, no, this is a Lorehold Legacies. That was the Commander deck. Ooh, that'd be nice if this is in here. Or if it's somewhere in here. All right, let's see. Because this doesn't look like a Commander deck, but let's see. I actually had this deck, and it was fantastic. And I took the, I forget the Commander's name, but I built him out differently, and I loved him. Tokens. Token box. Okay, token box, I'm going to have to look at deeper later, because there are some tokens that are valuable. So I'm not going to do that now, because I'm not the biggest identifier of good tokens. What's this? Oh, thick commander card, Diata, Bringer of Wills. Okay, so maybe that deck is in here somewhere. There's another face card, Sign of Atraxa. Okay, interesting. So we'll have to see if those decks or some of those cards are in here somewhere. They probably are. Infinity stuff, cool. Yeah, token box. Okay. I'm willing to bet some of these tokens are worth value. There are some tokens, Laser Break. I feel like that was one of those versions is good. Yeah, Laser Break token, 383 for a token. I know there's other good ones. I just have to figure out which ones they are. I'm not going to scan every single one now. I'm not going to put all you guys through that. I'll do that on my own later. The Red Laser Break one I remember from opening them on my stream. Nickel Bulls, the Ravager. No, I don't think that's not even a thing. All right. Okay. Is that stickers? Yeah, stickers from Infinity. Okay. Hey, you know, we're going to find a $3 token in there. That's pretty good, though. All right, I got one more bundle box left. So I'll probably end this video after this bundle box and then do all the decks a separate video. Because, again, it's a lot. We've probably got like close to an hour of this, just the kind of the bulkish stuff. And so we'll do all the other stuff in another video. I think that's the fairest way to do it. I don't think anyone wants to see 1 2-hour video. It's better to split it up a little bit. Okay. Last box of this part. Definitely more bulk. Let's go through it piece by piece. Core 19. Okay. Domu. OG Dominaria. That's cool. Spark. Rattles of Ixalan. It's funny because a lot of these sets is like when I started playing. Kai's Ghost Form. That was a pullable. It is 105. Yeah, okay. I might see a bunch of those in here. Demonic Vigor, was that a pullable? No. See, it's funny because sometimes I think they're pullables. It's like, no, I just had it in a deck. And so I used it, so I recognize it doesn't mean it's worth anything, but I had it in a deck at one point. Action, Scarring Archers. Hollowed. But something like that, like Kai's Ghost Forms, there could be 20 in here. Who knows? You know, I mean, $1 a piece, you know, you pull them all out, it's worth it. Okay. So we'll just say that this this part of the opening of this collection is basically like the appetizer. All the bulk. This is the appetizer right now. Before we get to the good stuff later on. Ragers, Siphoners, Hungers, Murders. A lot of good playables. That's for damn sure. But nothing I'm going to pull out for sale or anything like that. Fleshbag Marauder. I mean, is it pullable anymore? No, it's been printed so many times. Great card, though. Transaro. They definitely store their collection. That's cool. Nothing there. Nothing. Okay. We roll on. Let's move around a little bit here. All right. Different section of the box. I think it's to a lot of these sets I'm seeing, like the Core 19s. There's just not a lot of commons. Dominaria has like the rats. That's about it. But there's not a lot of commons that are even pickable. So the good thing is you can skip right by them. The bad part is there just really is an opportunity with them. All right, Strikes, Lava Coils. No. A lot of bulk. This is just straight bulk, which is fine. Slipper. I feel like that was a pullable. I'm just maybe making this shit up, but no, definitely not. I don't know. So let me just like I said, you recognize cards. You're like, I think that's something, but then it's just not. Braids. I feel like a Braids used to be pullable, but probably not anymore. They've been printed so many times, so many versions, billions and billions of copies out in the world, probably. All right, we keep rolling on. Not expecting much out of this box from what I've seen so far, but that's okay. We gotta go through it. It only takes a minute. Very sorted. Very sorted collection. That's a good thing, like I said. I mean, my guess is if someone does that, then probably the cards of value are probably taken care of. They didn't buy crap copies. They took care of them. They're not in bad shape. So I'll take that as a good sign. At least what I'm gonna tell myself. Elves of the Deep Shadow. That's a pullable, right? That was the Deep Shadow, not the list reprints. The Guild Dual Decks? No, it's the Dual Decks. Is it versus Golgari? That's got to be it, right? That's got to be it. No, that's not it either. What is it? F&M, Guilds of Ravnica, Guild Kits. There it is. Okay, that's what it is. Guilds of Ravnica Guild Kits, $1.88. Yeah, good right there. It's funny because I just bought some OG ones of those for my old school deck. Ah, there's another one. I'll take it. Not gonna buy a scanning. I'll just put it aside. As long as we can identify it. Beast. Some of those guild kits, it's funny because I found those in collections years ago, and so you can kind of recognize those as some pullable cards if they haven't been printed in a while. Scouts, Rejuvenators, Cavalries. All right. And again, I'm sure there's a lot of things I'm missing. There always is. I can't identify every card. You know, no one knows every valuable card. So that's why I think it's cool when people jump in the comments and be like, hey, you missed this, you missed this. Especially if you guys put like a timestamp, like, hey, at like 10 minutes and whatever, you missed this card. It helps me. It's cool because I'll go back, I'll take a look. So if you guys notice anything that I missed that's pullable, just let me know. Sentinels. Lots of Sentinels. Solid Jacks. I'm going through this a little faster than I normally would just because I know this is probably majority is bulk. So I try not to waste people's time too much if, you know, I know there's probably nothing crazy in here. If this is a box, you probably won't find anything crazy. You might find a couple $1 or $2 cards. Like, that's about it. Welcomes for Virulent Sliver. Oh, it's a list version. Future Sight. List version. How's the list one? List reprints. $1.25, so it's pullable. Sure. Good enough. Timberland Guides. Thrives. I like seeing the double masters, but nothing good out of there yet. All right. A couple more little stacks in this box, and this will end this video for this part of the collection. Like I said, this is going to be a long one. The decks themselves might be 2 other parts at least. I always like that art. It was cool. Snakeskin Veil. Baloths, Rights, Plummelers, Prize Fights. No. Ooh, that's cool art. Like that. Over Plummets. No, nothing there. Artisans, Elites. Okay, back in the black cards here. I'll take some more of those good commons from War of the Spark, but I'm not... Oh, as I said it. Kai's Ghost Form. Here we go. Good. $1 card. We'll take it. So yeah, not much in this, but a few pullables. That's fine. All right, last stack of this video. Then we'll pause it, and I'll get ready to record the deck part after this. Reaper Zombies. Hey, the Fallen... Hey, there we go, Rat Colony. In the bulk, I'll take it. Yeah, 321. I'll take a bunch of those. That's one of those cards just dying for a reprint. And once it gets a reprint, like, it'll go down. But I don't think it has since OG Dominaria. And that was like 6 years ago? Maybe 7 years ago? Nothing there. But I'll take one. That's fine. Better than nothing. Sovereigns, Unearths. Okay. Siphon Mind. Is that Commander 2017? I thought that was something decent, but Baldur's Gates, 54 cents. Not really. Okay, no problem. So this is the very end here. Let's finish this up for this part. Shadowborn. Look at that in the close. Very nice. Shadowborn Apostles for 3. 1, 2, 3. 372 and Shadowborn Apostles. Okay, so nothing crazy in this bulk, and I wasn't expecting that, but honestly, there's a nice little stack of cards I got. Some rares, some bulk stuff, possibly a couple of misprints, and a couple of value cards worth, you know, $1, $2, $3, $5 from this bulk, which again was totally free, and then I'm gonna, you know, sell in the bulk as bulk. So, all right, that's this part, and then we gotta go to the next part to do all these decks, and there's at least like 8, 10 decks here. It's gonna be good to see in the end. All right, so I guess it's time to jump into part 2 of this collection. Now, before we did kind of the bulk stuff, we did kind of the volume, you know, commons, uncommons, things like that. But now we're gonna get into actually, hopefully, the meat and potatoes and the decks and things like that in this collection. But actually, first I forgot there was a couple playmats that came with this, and so I figured we'd probably show those off and check them out. So let's see what we got for a couple playmats. This one we saw in the photos of the listing. This is actually pretty cool. Now, again, I'm not a Minecraft person, but this is actually a pretty cool playmat. It's actually a very long, very thin playmat, so anyone that likes that, that's actually really sweet. Not my kind of thing. What year was this made? This was made, not sure, a few years ago, but still very cool. I'll probably sell this. This will probably be a cool thing. I think someone that likes Minecraft can add to their collection. Very cool. The other one, let's take a peek at this one. This is upside down. What this is it's gorgeous. I'm not sure what the art is, to be honest with you. On the bottom here, 2020, it says Amy Brown. That's always, Amy Brown's a good artist. So absolutely gorgeous planet. This one actually I may keep. This is beautiful. So not sure what this art is. I'm sure I could figure it out, but if someone knows, let me know in the comments. But yeah, very cool. AWE 3622, 2020 Ultra Pro, Amy Brown. There you go. Either way, pretty sweet. Yeah, that's probably a keeper for me. But the Minecraft one, that's probably going to be for sale. So, all right, let's move on. Let's look at some deck boxes, things like that. So let's start here. I think just a bag of sleeves, but we're going to look at it just to be safe. There's a bunch of boxes of miscellaneous sleeves, and I guess it's fitting that there's miscellaneous bags of sleeves. Yeah, I mean, those are probably just going to be trash, honestly. Nothing really crazy. All right, bunch of deck boxes. Let's start with this one right here. So this was funny, actually, because I said I saw this when I was unboxing it, and these are old Ultra Pro boxes. I've actually got a couple. Well, I had the red one and the white one, the small ones, just the half size of this, and they're really cool. And I think they actually are valuable as far as boxes go. But either way, it's nice. So here's a, doesn't look like a deck, looks like loose stuff. But let's just go through it, see what we get. Spirit Link, cool. A little sorted, obviously, so I'm not, again, this looks like bulk, so I'm not expecting much of the bulk stuff, but we should be almost done into the decks, I'm guessing. Mana Tithe, I'm going to scan it. I feel like that's a pullable, but I know it's probably not. It's not. Planar Cast, 49 cents. Playable, of course, but not really a pullable or sellable or even a buy listable. Umbras, they're worth checking, I feel like. 62 cents. That's the Plane Chase one. Let's go with the core. I'm sorry. Double Masters 2022. I don't think it's anything but, oh, not that one. I'm going to check. 30 cents. Nah, not really. Again, sometimes those can be good, but they're worth checking here and there. All right. Capsule Lunges. Clearly organized. Clearly sorted. That's all right. Again, any of this bulk was straight up. The bulk is bonuses and things like this. You know, I'm not expecting much out of it, but we did find a few nice gems. Suture Priest, New Phyrexia. Yeah, 340 for the Commander version, but that's not the Commander version. New Phyrexia, 182. See, that's a little bulk you can find in there. Nice. And as I said before, all the bulk, when I'm done with it, stuff I don't use for personal collection, decks, whatever, I sell the bulk as bulk, straight up. I don't try to pretend like it's a collection. I just sell it as bulk. It goes for what it goes for. And some new players can get it for their collection. Some players can sort it. Maybe a store buys it, whatever. But I just sell it as bulk and it moves on. All these collections I buy, if I were to keep all this bulk, it would just be a lot. It would be too much. All right, so that was that one. Again, I do like these boxes, though. Some of these are pretty cool. This one's a little beat up, actually. It's got some dings on it, but let's see. All right, that was white. Now we're going to blue. Disperse Eye, Ruse. This definitely was not like super pickable bulk. It was pickable, but not like crazy. But definitely hadn't been gone through in a little while, that's for sure. Drakes, Scholars, Assistants. Nothing crazy. Problem too is a lot of bulk like this stuff. It's just so simple cards. It's not really playable unless you're drafting or something like that. After that, it literally is just bulk. Okay, a little more stack in this box. Again, all these deck boxes, I assume these are all the decks. We're gonna find out. Spell Snip, 3-mana counter spell. Let's show place 1. Nah, nothing there. Spell Pierce. Preordains, I don't think they're pullable anymore because they've been printed a bunch. Commander 415, 82 cents. What Commander Legends? 69 cents. I mean, I'll throw it in the buy list pile. Why not? Okay. Negates. I love the art in that. Motion Sickness. But we did find some good things, so it's always worth going through. Fancy Umbers. I'm not going to keep looking at those. I keep looking at them and they're always wrong. All right. I think we're about to move on from this box. Nothing crazy. Okay, nothing crazy there. That's fine. All right. I still have this huge deck box and 5 more other deck boxes to go. And we saw this with this big blue one when we opened the case, which I think that's the bulk of it. But the other ones, it's again, a bit of a mystery. I'm not sure. Here we go. That's going. Let's go to this big guy right here. Another deck box. Very cool deck box. I'm guessing I hear some dice. This collection had a lot of dice, man. A lot of dice. All right, so let's go through. Again, nothing sleeved. I don't see any decks in here. Maybe more bulk cards, but we'll go through. All right. Let's see. Night Howler. I know that's a bulk rare. I'm going to scan it, though, just so people see it. Bulk Revoker. Bulk Diabolic Tutor from Odyssey. That's a usable card. Yeah, $1.14. That's a list reprint. So let's go to the Odyssey one. Let's go to the Odyssey one. $3.17. That'll work. Okay, nice. There we go. My guess is, too, is because this is pretty picked as far as the bulk goes, I'm willing to bet that some of the bulkish stuff, there's probably going to be like a rare box or something like that, or some usable stuff. Fumigate, bulk. So I'm thinking we're going to see some stuff in there that's like a good usable. There we go. Sphere of Safety. Return to Ravnica. Yeah, 302. That's the Commander one. Return to Ravnica, 210. Okay. Cursed Horde. I don't remember that one. Nothing there. Mythic Army of the Damned. That's not a big hit, I don't think. No. Reprinted Commander, Streets of New Capenna. That was not a super popular set. And Innistrad, Bucko 7. Okay, so it's probably buy listable. Behind the Scenes, Black Dragons. You know, any dragons went up. I'm curious. No, not that one. It's uncommon. Bleeding, Divination, Revivals, Bone Pickers. Cauldron Familiar, that's a good one. It was 89 cents. It's buy listable. Cemetery Reaper, I'm pretty sure that's bulk. I've seen a lot of Commander cards. I'm guessing they bought a lot of Commander decks. Kumbaj Wishes, there's a classic. Curse of Disturbance. I'll check that one. Yeah, Curse of Disturbance. Not that one. Commander, it's a newer Commander one. Commander 21, 240. Yeah. Curtain's Call. Bulk. Hatchling. Bulk. Dark, just 3 start. Creature or player, you gain 3 life. Not for 5 mana, I don't think so. Dark Ritual Foil, M25. That's cool. Master 25. No, only one of them. 341 foil. 752. See, people don't realize it though. See, there was a time when foils actually meant something. It wasn't recently, but it was years ago. So Core 2020 was the final set before collector boxes. And collector boxes, of course, had all the foils. I'm just going to fix my scanner real quick. And sets before that, foils actually mattered. So a $2-3 card in a foil could have a serious multiplier. Dark Blast. I'm going to check some of these because this looks like it's going to be a box of some decent stuff. And sometimes Dreadful Invasion, that's a bulk rare. I'm going to check because I'm not sure. Like I said, if I'm not 100% sure, I'd just give a quick check. It takes 2 seconds. Dream Stealer, bulk. Mangler, Awakening, Taskmasters. Sorted, but good stuff. Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm's a good card. Nothing there, though. It's a Lord of the Rings, I think. Geth from Scars of Mirrodin Mythic. Reprinted 2018 Commander deck, so 2019 Commander deck. Scars of Mirrodin, 66 cents. Bulk. Geth Summons. All be 1 Commander. Okay. Cool Steed, Golem. Golem from the bundle, probably bulk. Just because it's probably got 1 billion copies out there. Foil. Yeah, quarter. It's worth nothing. Gravediggers. Core 19. Stitcher Supplier will be a great one to get. Gravewalker, that's a bulk rare. I'm not even going to scan it. Shift, Sigil. So I think we're going to start getting to some of the spicy stuff with these boxes. Liliana, Untouched by Death. M19 Mythic. Not the... Yeah, cord. Yeah, there it is. 182. Okay. In the sleeve. Yeah, great condition, though. Overall, the conditions collection is fantastic. So when we see some big hits, they should be a good condition. I'm hoping. Tears, Wounds, Nightmare, Bulk. Bulk. Unless, of course, it was an OG, but that one's definitely not. Next list, no. Order. Plate Crafters. Rise of the Grave, no. What's cool is it kind of like it is sorted. Tasker, I'm pretty sure it's a bulk. Yeah. So if there's some good ones, you might see multiple. Dominary Uncommon? No. Tomb Tyrant Commander? Not the Midnight Hunt Commander. This is 18 or 19, I think. No, it's Commander. No, it's the Midnight Hunt one. Yep, okay, sure, 190.
Please complete your request. I'm not sure what you're asking with Commander. No, it's the middle. If you can provide more information, I'll be happy to help.
my phone's talking to me. I must hit the wrong button. Here we go. Rights, that thing, the Mortis, Manifestation, Scorpions. Okay, Fell Beasts. Nothing there. Snitches, 6. Wretch, Rare, Woe Strider. Nothing. Yargle, Mammoth, no. Avengers Zendikar list card. So list mythic. Not the World Wake. List one might be worth more. Sometimes it is. No, definitely not this one. List 179. Little hit right there. Kamigawa's, Kinkabloom. Surveys. Goliath. Bulk, nothing. Dominance, Horns, and the Diviner. Okay, that's this little section right here. And there's a little wheel life counter from the Commander deck. Sometimes those actually, people like those. Actually will pay a couple bucks for them. It's weird, but people like those things. All right. Let's split this into 2 piles here. There's a Saga list card, Active Impulse, Arnie. Bulk, Borderless Bracers for the Commander. As I say, any Commander cards that you usually get in collector packs that are borderless usually have a premium, so $5.29 that'll work. Probably like a $1 or $2 card normally, but when you throw the borderless version there, only found in collector packs, and strict saving collector boxes are expensive now. Chain Reaction, that's actually a good card. Not valuable though. Catapults, Demanding Dragon. It's a dragon. Nothing. Play set of them. Eomir, borderless, Lord of the Rings. Nothing. Eomir again, non-borderless, regular, nothing. Faithless Looting. Not that version. I don't know what that is. This is the Core 21, I believe. Or, I'm sorry, Commander 21. Commander 21. Yeah, nothing though. 28 cents. Nothing crazy. Foray of Orcs, Foil Gloin. Goblin War Chief. Uncommon. Yeah, it's a buy listable one. 60 cents. Nothing crazy. It's worth pulling out though. Foil Mythic, Hugh the Entwood. Oh, that's a bulk mythic, huh? Jesus. 62 cents for the bulk mythic foil. Okay. We got the Mare. Strike, Apprentice, Mishra. Foil Rare Neheb from War of the Spark. 57 cents for the regular foil, being a 94-cent card. So almost bulk. Will be buy listable, probably like 10, 20 cents, whatever it is. Dragonfire. Nothing there. Whelps. Promo card. Nothing there. Shivan Dragons. Cool card. Not worth anything. Unless you're the original one. Spitflame. Teamer Battle Rage. Pullable? Nope. Not anymore. Used to be. Snipers. Tyrant of Valakut. Both of the Gatewatch. Nope. Abrupt Decay. Yeah, okay. Not that one. Not this one either. So this is going to be the... Is that the Golgari one? It is the Guilds of Ravnica Guild Kits. $1.45. Nothing crazy, but pullable. Hangwraths. Raids. Pax Hope. Midnight Hunt. 287, sure. Little guys right there. Lieges. Oh, I freaking hate the Lieges. I pull them all the time in Double Masters packs. I think there's 1 or 2 good ones, though. Boris Charm, maybe. Not the Commander Legends version. $4 for the Commander Legends? No, Commander 21. $4? Boris Charm, $4? Okay, sure. I don't know when that happened, but we'll take it. That's Charm Troll. Consuming Aberration. It's so funny, like stuff like that. I'm like, that's a $4 card now. The Chant. And your Death Right Shaman. There's a good one. Guild Kit again. 1038. Sure, that'll work. All right, that's a good hit. Just kind of sitting in the bulk right there. All right, so let's see what's in this last thing. So the good thing is, like I said, we're finding stuff in here. It's just, you know, a little here, a little there. And as I said before, basically all its bulk is just a bonus. Just a bonus. Again, Elfie Gray. Nothing. Gaze. 33 cents. Gleaming, Shaman, God Pharaohs, Golgari Charm. Again, these the Guild Kit ones, sometimes they're a little more. Yeah, $1.07, so it's buy listable. Graveshell Scarab. Nothing. Garuda. Not that one. I like how it scanned the serial one. I actually did pull one of the 500 serialized Garudas, and if you believe it or not, we shredded it live on my channel. It's a true story. It's a true story. Is it Charms? Kethek? It wasn't my choice. We had somebody that wanted to shred it. They wanted to see the world burn, and so they did. That's exactly what happened. Lotleth Troll. Nothing. Yeah, we actually shredded a serialized card. It was pretty crazy. Etch there, nothing crazy. Mortifies. Prince. Putrefy. Rafika the Many. Commander Masters rare, nothing. There's a rare there. Split card. Nope. Sabra, Guild Kits again. 92 cents, so probably buy listable. Sisters, Guild Kits. Not really anything there. Smeagol, rare. Bulk. Bulk. That guy. Nothing. Story, I know that's a rare. Balrog, foil rare. Pretty sure that's bulk. Yeah, 24 cents. And foil being 44 cents. Yeah, with all these sets, newer sets with a million collector boxes, things like that, and there's more foils than anything. Sometimes the non-foil versions have more value than the foil ones, which is kind of weird to think about. But nowadays, it's just everything's foil and fancy and crazy and all that. So sometimes people want the simple ones because they're actually just neater and cleaner, and they prefer those. All right, again, very cool deck box. I'll keep that for short. Okay, let's go with this guy right here. Avacyn. Okay, let's see if what says is what's in here is what's in here. Can I open it? Can I open it? There we go. All right. Well, that's not Avacyn, but it's some rares. Let's see. Sleeve cards. All right, let's see. Arbended Sarcophagus from Amonkhet. Bulk. Wall Angel's Tomb from... I don't think so. No. Arcane Signet. I'm going to pull that just because it's a good usable card, obviously. Azori Signet. Playables. I'll keep those just for usage. Blade, Lockets, no. Boros Signets. Modern Masters. Cauldron of Souls. Anthology list card. 440 from Commander 16, but that's not what that is. This is a list version. List reprints 636. That'll work. Servant Cloud Key Time Spiral Remastered. Not Future Sight. Time Spiral 398. That'll work. Spheres. All right, starting to hit some few small things here. This looks like, you know, usables for Commander decks. What this looks like, Flying Carver. That's actually a rare from Revised. Yeah, not 4th edition, Revised. Not that it matters. It's not working anything, but 71 cents, so whatever. Foundry Inspector, cool foil. This looks like, yeah, Golgari Signets. Those aren't worth nothing, but I'll pull them. This looks like almost like Commander stuff, kind of. Not really. Maybe. Lantern Lost, Mere Golems, or just artifacts. Mishra's Bauble, list card. They reprinted this though. Yeah, list 137. Those used to be like worth a few bucks, but not really anymore. Mirror Retriever. Not that one. Which version is this? Modern Masters? Yeah, OG Modern Masters. Buck something. Gloves. Realms. Talisman. Retro Foil MH1. That's a nice one. It's a cool version. Sometimes these things can be really tough to scan. That's the problem. What's this? Talisman of Conviction. So many talismans and so many versions. But let's see if we can find it. Talisman of Convictions. This is the MH1. There it is, right there. No, is it that one? Yeah, 355. That'll work. Okay, nice little hit right there. Talisman of Unity from OG Mirrodin. That's cool. 68 cents. Trailblazers Boots. Commander 21. No, which one's this? Outlaws. 255. That'll work though. Conjurant, Obelisk. Okay, Orca Smothering. Some hits in there for sure. Okay. Well, we're starting to get to more less bulky stuff, which is nice. Let's grab a stack of some sleeve cards here. I'm guessing this is a deck. Urban Took, Farmer, Frodo. Not the extended art version, just the regular one. Come on, work with me. There you go. 63 cents. Yeah, not very much there. Aragorn and R1 Wed for the foil mythic. Not the extended, I wish. Let's go with the regular one. Foil 636. Nice little hit right there. We'll take that. The Lights, the Conies, Porter, Galadriel. The Gift Giver 273. That'll work. Keep Partings. This is a little deck. I'm guessing this is just like a Lord of the Rings deck. Gandalf, White Rider. Bucko 3. So they just built some Lord of the Rings deck. That's kind of cool. Cavalier Plains. Bilbo's Ring. Bilbo's Ring, 993. Okay. Sure, I'll take that. That works. Pathfinder, Terrace, Finishing Lights. Just curious. I haven't checked too many of these conditions, but they look pretty good. Yeah, pack fresh. Great. Again, and this is a player. You know, I mean, this is a player's collection. And so the good thing about that is they probably sleeved them up and they just left them in there. All right, let's keep going through. You cannot pass. Second breakfast. And okay. All right, so I'm guessing that's that deck right there. I don't think this was like a commander deck, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Here's Sauron, the Lidless Eye for the foil mythic. Not the extended art. God, I wish they were. 244 for the foil. Okay. I'm not sure what those are. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get a lot of Lord of the Rings for myself. I like the Lord of the Rings. I've seen the trilogy twice, but I'm not like a diehard fan. Fires Mount Doom. I thought the moves were fantastic, to be honest with you. I loved them, but I'm not like a huge Lord of the Ring person. Balrog. Nothing there. Any Nazguls? That'd be nice. I doubt it. Grbane. Witch King. Bringer of Ruin. 538. Sure. Okay, that's good. Little hits like that work fine. Foray of Orcs. Ambush. Cast of Fire. Nope. Okay. So I don't know if that was just like, I don't know, some kind of Lord of the Rings style deck. I don't know if that was like a pre-constructed thing, but either way. A couple cool hits in there. We'll take them. This is a weird deck box. This is a weird deck box. Okay, good enough. Good enough. That can go away now. All right. Next. So we got this red one, the green one, the blue one, and this big one. Let's just keep going across the line here. Oh, I can see something from the picture. Okay. I recognize that. Yep. The Perfect Hybrid. I recognize that. And we got, what do you know? More dice. This person loved their dice. Hey, I gotta respect that though, because I'll be honest with you, I'm the kind of person, especially when I go to like a pre-release or something, like I am the guy like begging people to borrow their dice. I'm not good with that. There's multiple cards in here. The Perfect Hybrid. Non-foil. 11, not the, yeah, actually, yeah, no, the borderless, that's right. That's the right one. Nice. 1158, sure. Don't Move. 611 and Lord Windgrace. 442 special guests. Okay. All right, so let's see what's in this next stack. So, okay. This has definitely got more cards in it, too. I'll take these multiples. So we got Sapphire Medallion, MH3. Foil. I love how they put the old set symbols, the old Tempest symbol there. Very cool. Sapphire Medallion. I'll be honest with you, like some of these, like I open these packs all the time, but I've not looked at the prices of some of these sets in a bit. Okay, let's have to type this one in. Sapphire Medallion MH3. Going for $3.90. Really, that's lower than I thought. Wow, foil being $4. I thought that was like, that's it. I thought that was more than that. Chris Marauder. I guess I'll check the foil. I'll check the foil if it wants to. Not gonna spend that much time on it. Okay. As last, Borderless Commander Mythic. We'll check that. Nothing there. 38 cents. Retro Recruiter the Guard. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, 626. Nice. And a Borderless Foil. Flare of Duplication. That's gorgeous. So maybe some hits they got in the collector pack and then just left them there. Foil being, I can't have that Sapphire Medallion so low. Wow, the foil, 1761, mid 23, lows 15. Okay, we'll take that. That Sapphire is only $4. I'm kind of surprised at that, to be honest with you. Let's see. More multiples in here. Elven Chorus. $1.69. Sam Wise Gamgee. 87 cents. Soren's Ransom. 35 cents. And Tom Bombadil. $4.99. Not bad. Okay, we're starting to get some good stuff here. More multiples. The Great Door from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It's 84 cents there. Little guy. $1.46 for the Tidebinder Enigma Jewel. $2.93. And the Deepest Growth for the Mythic. $4.16. All right. Very good. We'll take those as I drop them on the floor. All right, there we go. We're good. Pyroblast. What is this? Some kind of promo? Love the art. Pyroblast promo. 766 WPN Pro. Sure. Okay. I've never seen that one before, but I'll take it. And let's keep going through the stack. Perlier, MH3. Nothing. Pathways are always good, worth a few bucks. Yeah, 510 for the Blight Step. Sink into Stupor with a foil. So uncommon from MH3. This is like an $8 uncommon. Regular? Never mind the foil. This one's always been good. I have to type it in, aren't I? No, sink into. Oh, hold on. I have to get a better mount for my camera here. There we go. 526, foil being 863. That'll work. Okay, sweet, perfect. $8 foil uncommon. We'll take those all day long. Teferi's Ageless Insight. Core 21. 210, not that version. At least it doesn't matter too much. 190, yeah. Okay. What do we got here? Up the Beanstalk uncommon. That's, I think, is it? It is. $1.11, sure. Grook's Uprising. 52 cents, nothing really. Questing Druid for the rare. Bulk Waste Knot for the foil. Gorgeous cards. Love these. If you'll scan. Nope, gotta type it in. Waste Knot, Wilds of Eldraine. That one. Enchanting Tales. Yep. 316 foiling is 342. So like 30 cents more. Kind of funny. Grave Pact. Very nice. That'll work. Yeah, Grave Pact. 1547. Awesome. Golgari Lichlord from the Guild Kits. 438. Rui Medallion Commander Master. I can't believe these are that low. So wait a minute. So the Rui Medallion's $8.50 for the regular, but the Sapphire foil is only $4. That doesn't seem right. Oh, okay. Nazgul's. There we go. There's one. 907. Nazgul, another one. 861. And awesome. Angel Vitality. That was a good one before. No longer a good pullable. Nothing there, nothing there. Hedge Maze. These lands are great for murders. 1096. Fantastic. Cabre. Rare Fugitive Codebreaker. Nothing. Case, no, nothing. Okay. Did I check this already? Nope, I don't think so. In Grook's Wake. 216, sure. Bajuka Bog, we'll take those little guys. Commander version. Not the 18. Which one's this? Is this 21? That's 21, yeah. Commander 21, Strixhaven 138. Lealia Blader Forge, Borderless MH3. Nothing, 56 cents. Again, it's funny, like some of the sorting of this is like that, like this right now just went through, looks like a pack. Kind of. Ephemerates, MH1, that's a good pullable. Yep. Not the list one. MH1, 302. Great common to pull. Swiftfoot Boots. You can never have too many of those. $2. Realiscape Exotic Orchard. So this is like a lot of good commander playables. Impact Tremors. $1.31. Swamp Snow Covered Forest. Sure. 78 cents. Buy listable. I like these Crimson Vow lands. They're not really valuable, unfortunately, which sucks because they are nice. Hard Evidence. Conjurers. Nothing there. Okay, that was a cool little box. A lot of good stuff in there. Nice. I like that Power Blast promo card. That was cool. All right, this is all set. Let me get rid of this. I pulled most of the cards out of this for keepers. That was great. Okay. There are so many extra sleeves and dice and crap like that, and this is nuts. I can have sleeves and dice forever. All right. So, like I said, I know this is the big box, but let's see what's in these. Assuming, okay. All right. Now let's start getting to the goddamn meat and potatoes of this. All right. Here's a commander deck. Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. Oh, I hate these sleeves. Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. Very nice. Great condition. $17.93. We'll take that. All right, let's dig through this commander deck. We get the Outbreak. Not the extended. It wants to do that every time. So the extended one's $5. The non-extended is $9. Okay, sure. That's fine by me. Icar Rats. I don't think. Yeah, okay, $2.92. Skull Dweller. Nope. 1 second. There you go. All right. Let's see what else we get. D-Spark, Mystical Archive. Pretty cool. 99 cents, so it's buy listable. Again, I like, oh, nice Phyrexian. These are gorgeous. Again, when I'm talking about like pimping out your deck for things like that, this is a good little pimped out land. Nice. Phyrexian Foil Swamp from New Phyrexia. Or Phyrexia All We Want, I should say. Of course, it's not going to scan, is it? I think these are worth a few bucks a piece. I think. Trouble is, it's not going to scan. All right. Well, let's just call it a couple bucks, whatever it is. No big deal. Gabney Township, Innistrad, OG, 210. Karn's Bastion, Commander version, not War of the Spark. Commander version, which one's this? Which one is this? That looks like Phyrexia. Yeah, 361. I'm guessing that's what this whole thing is. Vivid Grove, OG Commander. No, I thought that was actually buy listable. Opulent Palace, 2017. Probably nothing. Vraska, Betrayer's Sting. Phyrexia All Be One. Nice. 551. Hybrid, that's nothing. Dominus for your Mythic. 1162. That'll work. Phyrexian Arena. That thing dropped a lot with the reprint. Plus, they had it in a bundle. That was a good card, like value-wise, until they reprinted a shit out of it. Phyrexia All Be One. 178. Norn's Decree. $4, sure. Cultivates. They're pullable. They're playable. Counterspells. Retro Dominator Remastered. Yeah, $1 or so. Vindicate. Yep, $1.07. Oh, come on. Scan one of these for me. Just scan one so I can see the value. I think it's like $2 or $3 a piece. I think. 266. Wait, that's not what that is. Stencia Blood Hall. That's not what that is. I'll try one more time. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Nope. Island Full Art. Foil. 73 cents. I thought they were worth more than that. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. Okay, here we go. Corrupted Resolve. New Phyrexia. Nothing there. Plain White Celebration. Pretty sure that's bulk. Or the Spark. Tezzret's Gambit. Pretty sure that's nothing. Nothing. Curiosity. That's what my thing is here. It's all my curiosity. It leads me to these collections. Conscious. Weird Besiege. Buy listable. Augury. Nah, it's nothing. Path Ancestry. Command Tower. Phyrexia. Rancor. Those are good. Okay. I'm not going to bother scanning that. The last one wasn't worth nothing. White Sun's Twilight. Buck something. Another one of those. Land Tax. That's a proxy. That is a proxy for sure. Yeah. See that? That's a nice little computer. You know what, though? They did a good job cutting the corners and everything. It looks nice. That's a proxy. Astral Cornucopia. Born of the Gods. Buck 32. Is that a proxy, too? That's weird, because it looks like a proxy, but I don't think it is. Okay, that's weird. Unless my eye's just going because of all the cards I'm looking at. Phyrexian Swarmlord. Buck 90. Phyresis, this is a list card. Mirror Besiege, buck 49. List card being 207, sure, for a common. We'll take it. The ending, Lightning Gears, that's another, oh man. Yeah, I hope they don't have a lot of proxies in this collection. Yeah, maybe they do. They had that list. They had a whole bunch of proxies earlier, but I was hoping that would be it. 80 cents Gemstone Mine, Exorable Tide, some Scars, 386. Vorinclex, very nice. You better not be a proxy. Nope. Now this, this player was a cheater. They had some things double sleeved and some things not double sleeved. You can't do that. Very nice condition, Vorinclex. 4703. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, the good thing is at least the proxies are easy to tell they're proxies. He's like Orchard, nothing there. Tunnel, no. Rot Priest, that was something for a while, right? Buck 72, Arcane Signet, they're pullable. Scrolls Hive. Not really. Felwar Stone, always a playable, always a pullable. Plan, Smothering Tide, that's not a proxy. Yeah, damn it. Oh, there's probably gonna be a lot of these in there, aren't they? Infectious Bite. Skittles. Skittles going for 888. Beautiful. Nice copy there. Tyrannix Rex. Mythic 370. Another beautiful one of those. Chromatic Lantern, cool. $2. Another one of those. Lux Cannon, Double Masters. Buck 45. Trilands. Blade Agent, common. Nice 6 cents. Keep one of those. Quartermaster. Quartermaster. 596. Sure. Soul Ring. There's an easy buck and a half, right? Plains. Windswept Heath. Very nice. And that's not a proxy. Borderless. 1818. Good stuff. Okay. Seaside Citadel. Reaper of Shieldred. Nothing there. Mirrex. It's funny because, like, from the outside, it kind of looks like a proxy, but it's not. It's just the coloring of the card. No, not the promo version. I'm looking for the borderless one. Borderless one. Extended Art 168. It's a little guy right there. We'll take those. Scroll Defector Might. Buck 61. Vivid Meadow. Commander 15. Nah, nothing. Seed Core. Borderless. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, Scanner. Maybe you can't do it. Okay. The Seed Core. Extended Art. And nothing. 53 cents. Airfoot Chalice. No. Nice foil. Beautiful land right there. Bloated Contaminator. Come on. I think the scanner's getting tired. There we go. Actually, let me check to make sure it's still going. It is. Good. Okay. One thing I've learned is that the scanner, after about 10, 15 minutes, it needs a break. It's just how it is. Evolution Sage. Little guy right there. One ring. That's another proxy. I know from the listing there is a one ring in here somewhere. So my guess is it's probably just a regular player that they have a copy and they proxy the rest. And honestly, like I'm fine with that as far as players go. If you own the card, you want to proxy 10 copies of it, go for it. MH1 Yawgmoth. Nothing wrong with that. I used to do that too because, you know, why would I want to buy the same card 10 times? Not Dom Remastered. MH1, the OG. 1422. That's because Fall, Rogue's Passage, Magic Origins. Those are cool. Flux Channeler. Yep, had those before. It's a good hit. Vivid Marsh. These are good little lands. Ghostly Prison. We'll take those. Swords of Plowshares. We'll always take those. The Creek. Lorwyn. Nothing really, but still cool. Plague Mirror. I'll check it. Yeah, I'll check it for sure. $3. Didn't know that. Okay. Glistening Sphere. Glistening Sphere, really? Commander, 1194. Sure. All right. Fantastic. I love these lands. They're fantastic. Windborn Muse. So it looks like most of this is from just like, I'm guessing they took the regular pre-con and just kind of pimped it out a little bit. That's what I'm guessing from this. That's what it seems like. So, okay. These are proxies. These are going in the trash. All right. This is bulk. Tell you what, not bad though. I mean, a lot of good valuable stuff in these decks and these cards, so I will have fun doing a final scan in total when this is all done. Definitely some cool stuff, so I'm not disappointed at all. All right, so let's bring us this last little deck box. So I think what I'm gonna do is, because this video is actually kind of long too, is I'll finish this deck box, finish off this video, and then the last video will be this whole one, because I know there's like 4 big deck boxes in there. I opened it up in the beginning. So let's see what this Commander deck is. You know, I was thinking, it's funny because I was thinking like these are probably some pretty cool decks. I'd like to keep them and play them, but because there's definitely some proxies and the last one I'm guessing and the rest of them that I'm not going to do that then. So just gonna go through it. So Amonkhet, Scarab God, very cool. Scan. There you go. 746. Okay, good little start right there. Will help. So yeah, my guess is these are like pre-cons. They upgraded. Will help. Face Commander. No, we're typing you in, aren't we? Will help the Rock Cleaver. Let's do the foil version. Come on, foil version. There we go. 684, not bad. Again, the foil one's a face commander for the deck, so those are one everyone gets. But if you get the non-foil extended art ones, those ones can be worth more because they're harder to get. Sunken Hollow. Little card right there. Archetype of Imagination board. I think that's a decent hit for Borderland Gods, right? No, not really. Cleaver Scab. Cleaver Scab, 551. Sure. Ghoul Color Gisa. Jumpstart. Ghoul Color Gisa. I always loved this card because back when I built my zombie deck, and actually Scarab God was my commander, I threw Phyrexian Dreadnought for Mirage, the 1 mana 12/12, just because, and I did this one time. I had it one time, that was it. But you have this on the field. You play Phyrexian Dreadnought for 1, and with the sacrifice trigger on the stack, you use Ghoul Color Gisa, sacrifice the Phyrexian Dreadnought, but to put 12 2/2 zombies in the battlefield, it only costs you 1 mana for the Dreadnought and 1 mana for the sacrifice. It's fantastic. I only had it one time, but it was worth it. Creation. Baldur's Gates. Lich. 469 from Alara Reborn. Reaver. Commander 14. 50 cents. Tin Isle, nothing. Grim. Mythic. 116. Jace. War of the Spark. 659. Not bad. Noxious Ghoul from Legions from a list. Not the original one. It's the list version. 247. Still pretty cool. Grey Merchant. It's a pullable. Yeah, we'll take that. Baleful Strix. Eternal Masters, right? Yep. Block. Arcane Adaptation. Block 94. Liliana Untouched by Death. Commander version. Another one of those. Elgeth. Don't think that's anything, is it? Commander Legends? Nope. Necro Duality. Crimson Vow. Again, reprinted a total of 3 times. Not Innistrad Remastered for $8. Crimson Vow for $6. So it's funny, the original one's cheaper because there's a million of those boxes in the world. Army of the Damned, Commander version, not much. God Eternal Kefkit, War of the Spark. $2. Cradle, nothing, right? Rooftop Storm, the OG one from Innistrad. Very cool, $2. Talisman of Dominance. Talismans are always good. Buck. Dimir Signet, probably nothing, but pullable, usable. Death Baron. Yeah, 372. Command Tower. Loyal Subordinate. Nothing. Nothing. Doomblade, Mystical Archive from Strixhaven. Nothing. Etched, Gisa and Giralf. So this must be, what, the face one? Is this the thick card? No. Doesn't feel like a thick card. Gisa and Giralf, etched. Let's see which one this is. Gisa and Giralf Commander decks? Bulk, I guess. I guess that's the one. Okay. Go for the throat. Swamps. Victimize. Lord of the Curse. That was a good uncommon from Dominaria, right? Yeah, it's dropped for sure after reprint. Liliana's Mastery. Another one. I know there's one real copy in here, but I guess they just wanted a bunch of proxies for every deck. It's a good card, I get it, but still. It sucks when they're not real. Spellskite. Not the new Phyrexia version. Let's go with the Commander Baldur's Gate, 702. That'll work. Probably because those decks are really expensive now. Necrotic Hex, pretty sure that's a bulk. Nothing there. Captain Scab. 861. Sure, okay. Take that. Negate, nothing there. Bell of the Night. Clad. Buck, sure. Aetherize. Nope. Choked Estuary. Land, throwing a bunch of commander decks. Probably nothing. Yep, it's nothing. Lich, Factor Fiction, we know that's nothing anymore. Recruitment, Harvest, Arcane Signets, we'll pull those. Lightning, oh, come on. Really? Proxy Lightning Greaves? Okay, let's go in the trash. I get it. I've done the same thing before. I get it. Sometimes when you just want to get a deck going, nothing wrong with proxying it. There really isn't. Diagraph Colossus, Shadows. 4. Distant Melody. I don't think that's anything. No. Oh, that's 75 cents. That's Commander Masters? No. Commander... Which one's this? Which one is this? I'll pick a random one. Doesn't really matter. It'd call it 50 cents. Doesn't matter. Heraldic Banner. That was a buy listable, but I don't think it is anymore. Well. Soul Rings. Yep. I always take Soul Rings. They're in every deck. You use them in every deck. MH2 Counterspell. Yep. Not that one. Doesn't really matter. It's about the same price. Phyrexia Arena. Okay. Proxy. Yep. Trash. Endless Ranks of the Dead. OG Innistrad. 674. Not Jumpstart 2022. OG Innistrad. 410. Okay. Tale of Deceit. That's a bulk rare. That's a core 2020 rare. Thran Dynamo. Yeah. Proxy. Trash. Bounce lands. Very cool swamp. Memory. Buck, sure. Liliana Death's Majesty, list card. From Amon Ketz, not that one. All right, just about the end of this deck right here. And this will, like I said, I'll end 56 cents. I'll end this video with this one. We'll finish off with that big box. That's going to take a little bit. Champion of the Perished. Commander reprint again. Buck 81. Not the promo pack, not even that one. Probably less. Commander deck 1. Is that starter commander deck? Oh, that's for the starter decks. Okay. Unbreathing Horde. Bulk. Grave Titan. Commander 14. Buck 45. The Lich Knight. Nothing. 14 cents. And some tokens. All right, cool. So, you know what? Obviously, the scan value is not accurate at all. 716, which that's not accurate whatsoever. But good start, honestly. A lot of good pullables. I got several stacks over here of pullable things that I've grabbed. which I have to go through, more thoroughly towards the end. But I think it's a good start, which I think there's a lot of cards I know that are in here that were listed that I haven't seen yet. So again, this is the last of it. This is a full box. So this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be the final part. I'm seeing 4 commander decks in here for sure. Yeah, this will be the final video. So this has already been a long video, so I'm gonna split this up. This will end up being 3 parts, maybe 4 if I do a wrap up at the end. So I'll save this for later. But all right, come back in a little bit for the last part. All right, so we're gonna get into this. This is gonna be the last part of this collection. We've gone through all the bulk stuff, some of the decks, some of the extra rares, things like that. But this, I'm hoping, is like the big score of the collection. Should be some commander decks, which I figured they were. A bunch of dice. Let's see what we got here. These looks like the gift bundle dice. Roswell Drain. I think we got Ixalan, Lord of the Rings. This one's very nice. Dom United and Crimson Vow. Sweet. And some small ones. Baldur's Gate. Very cool. I like dice. They're all right. I'm not huge into them. What's this? Okay, these are cool. These are the relic tokens. I never actually bought any of these, but now that I look at them, they actually probably could be pretty sweet for tokens. Tokens, life counters, whatever. Soldier one. I could see those. Oh, that one's cool. Foil one. Drake. Yeah, all right. I've seen these boxes for sale before. We've never really seen them. What's this? Cardboard. Oh, these are from like the bundle box. That's not a real Mana Crypt. That's not a real Mana Crypt. Okay, cool. All right, let's just dive right in. So, yeah, we got 4 decks. We'll start from this side and just go for it. But again, this should be most of the heavy-hitting stuff. I'm hoping. So, all right, Archive Trap, Outlaws. Let's see how the scanner does. Sometimes the glare can be tough. 75 cents for that. Tasha's Hideous Laughter, pre-release card from AFR. That's cool. Is the scanner gonna pick that up? No, let me take out a sleeve. TCG Player, I use the TCG Player scanner, and it's really good. It really is. But sometimes it has a really hard time with foils. Not what that is. No, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Try again. Yeah, I've had tough time with foils. I've tried different lighting. I'm gonna type this one in. It's just difficult. Let's see. Tasha's. It's tough too when you have cards with a million different printings. When you only have just a few printings, it's easy to get them, but Tasha's Laughter, pre-release 706. That's a nice little hit. Thing in the Ice. Original foil from Shadows of Innistrad. That's pretty cool. Reprinted, so I'm sure, yeah, it dropped way in price. Original foil, though. 470, yeah, got a little premium. Hullbreaker Horror, Baldur's Gate, nice. Again, reprinted and Innistrad Remastered. Not the promo pack, just the regular one, just the regular old boring one, 255. The Spawn. 280, not the extended art. Regular one. Okay, actually, the regular one's worth more. 312, sure. Brainstealer Dragon. It's a dragon. Not the extended art. Not the extended art. Regular 437. Effective Fiction, no. Lightning Greaves, we'll always take those. What, like $5? Not the Mirrodin one. Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate. There it is. 562, sure. Relic of Mirrors. Exodus. Nothing. Fractured Sanity. Baldur's Gate again. 205, Darkwater Catacombs, 28 cents bulk. Mystical Tutor, Dom Remastered, absolutely. Not Eternal Masters, Dom Marie. 1339, that'll work. Swiftfoot Boots, launch promo, okay. I'm not going to look that up. It's probably about the same. Buck or so. Quarter Cunning, Communal Legends. Not the extended art. It wants to. Oh, you know what? It probably sees the sleeve. 366. Reflections of Lit Jara. Buck. Phoenix. I built this guy. It was a face commander for a mill deck I made. It was actually a lot of fun. I don't think it ever won. But it was fun to play. Fleet Swallower, cool. Path. Sunken Hollow. Whatever's the Morphic Pools. Come on. Drown the Block. I don't think that's anything anymore, is it? Oh, it is. Buck 46. Nephalia Drown Yard. So if this is like the straight precon, someone let me know, because I'm not sure. I never actually played the Baldur's Gate precon. So there you go. Tree of Perdition. So it's not. Okay, so there's some other things in here. Tree of Perdition. Jumpstart 2022 2003. That'll work. Ruined Crab Showcase from Zendikar Rising. Buck 34. Feed the Swarm. Endless Evil. $3, sure. Wonder MH2. So it's like maybe, my guess is like an upgraded precon, probably. That's my thought. Yeah, there's the face commander right there, the captain. Not the extended arts. Just the boring old face commander, the cheapest one there. That's the thick one. So it's got to be this one. Okay. Oh, $6. That'll work for the face commander. A lot of times the face commanders are the cheap ones, but if you get like the extended art versions, they're a little rare, harder to find. Creeping Tar Pit, 79 cents. Temple Knight's Whisper, that's a pullable, right? Eternal Masters, 139. This is the commander version. This is the commander. LB1? Phyrexia, LB1. $1.84. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Choked Estuary. Soul Rings. So you'll always take those. Nice. Herald's Horn. 421. Not Commander 17. Baller's Gates. 462. Sure. Temple Deceit. That's a bulk. Control Oh, what is that? Control Magic. 4th edition. Probably not alternate, but nope, not alternate. But I'm gonna set that aside because I will definitely be using that for a old school deck for sure. One Ring. Proxies. I know there's a One Ring in here that's an actual real one. There's supposed to be. Overcharged Amalgam. I think I've seen 4 or so of those. Mind Grind. Gate Crash? Yeah, Gate Crash. 327. Black Market. 375. Cut Your Losses from Streets. 9 cents. Rogue's Passage. That's a pullable, right? Was. Shronic Resonator from 14. 428. A Dark Ritual. Tempest. Looks like it's got a lot of love to it. I don't know. I don't put Dark Rituals in my commander decks. I guess, I mean, it can work, but I never have. Nemesis of Reason. Nemesis of Reason. Scanning. Hey, oh, not not a Badlands for $750. That would be a nice find. Okay, well, there we go. Nemesis of Reason, $1.67. That'll work. Borderless Foil. I'm sorry, Foil Mythic, not Borderless, Haunted one. Not the extended arts, but it is the foil. $7.36. That'll work. Sludge Monster. I'm pretty sure these Baldur's Gate Commander decks went pretty quick and went pretty expensive. 96 cents for that. Ukilon. Buck. Maddening Cacophony. Good little deck right here. 546, sure. Mind Flare. 84 cents. Golem. 79 cents. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Double Masters 2022. Foil. Rare. Not Iconic Masters. Double Masters 2022. 354. Foil being... the foil being less. It's always funny. Definitely Chalice. Mind Crank. There's a good one. Baldur's Gate. Uncommon. Not the new Phyrexia, but that one's 10. Mine, 13.45. Sure. Arvinox. This was when they reprinted the Secret Lair ones, right? Yeah, I thought so. Thought Vessel. Yeah. Buck. Consuming Aberration. 64 cents. Grazalax. I tried building him one time. It did not come out the way I wanted. That thing. Ooh. Mesmeric Orb. Retro from Brothers War. Very nice. 1806. Phyrexian Obliterator. Borderless from Phyrexia. Nice. Yeah, I figured these decks would be nice. Talisman. $1.20. Port of Carfell. Not sure about that one. Nothing. No, okay. Most of this deck I'm pulling out for at very least, buy list. 385 for the Jace. Foil Zelix. Mythic from Baldur's Gates. Nope. 1759 for the foil. Very nice. All right. Borderless Counterspell from Commander Legends. That's gorgeous. I like these. No, not that one. It's probably not going to pull up because there's a million versions. Let me see if I can type it in. Yeah, so the borderless ones from the Commander Legends, the original Commander Legends, they can be pretty nice. All those borderless ones, because that's the only place you can see some of them. There's a million counterspells. Commander Masters borderless. I'm not going to look too long. If I find it, I find it. Commander Legends, there it is. 281, sure. That's a pullable. Very cool card, though. Good version. Dothy Horror. Phyrexian Arena. That's another. Yeah. Okay. Nothing. Demir Signets. Yeah, playables. 3 in Dynamo. These aren't expensive cards either, so I'm guessing it's just they just didn't have them. Arcane Signet. So, and then again, I've said before, I'm an advocate of proxies. Map Islands for 35 cents. Okay, so that deck, 64 cards for 215. Not bad. All right, so bulk over here, good stuff over here, and okay, next one. What we got here? Life counters, tokens. River of Tears, a little sideboard action. 43 cents. No. What's this? The purple sleeve. Will help. Oh, so it must be the commander. Okay. All right. Let's see. Will help. Soul of Steed. Or no, I'm sorry, Wyleth. Will help is the other one. This one is 345. All right, so it's worth it. Darkstone Mutation, is that Commander 21? Not the secret layer. Commander 21, buck 48, sure. Oh, nice. An Infinity Planetary Foil Plains. These lands are awesome. Infinity, you know, the unsets are fantastic for the lands. I really love them. Star of Extinction, that's not it. No, not Star of Extinction again. Come on. It's just a Plains. All right, I'm not going to take the time, but I think it's worth a few bucks for sure. Again, you search Plains in there, you're going to get 1,000 of them. So, the Battle Hammer for the uncommon. 92 cents, sure. Sun Forger, great card. $2.99, not the Ravnica City of Guilds. This is the Commander Legends. Yeah, $2.93. Runetail, Kamigawa. $3.21. That's Saviors. The Enforcer from Guild Pack. $2.66. Sweet. Prowler's Helm. Is that Theros? Theros, yeah, 60 cents. Okay. Protector. Commander version, 90 cents. Not the 15. Which one's this? This is like the Midnight Hunt one. Yeah, Midnight Hunt. Look at that. 78 cents. Got it right. Plains. 402. Pure Steel Paladin AFR Commander. Buck. Aven Mind Sensor. What's this? It's like a secret layer one or something? Huh. Retro foil. Beautiful. Let's see if it scans. I'm not sure where this is from. Maybe a buy box or something? All right. Oh, no, it got it. No, it's not that. No, it's not that. No, it's not Snow Covered Mountain. All right, I'm going to type it in because I'm curious. Aven Mind Sensor. Retro foil. Aven Mind Sensor. If you say Masterpiece, not the Masterpiece, that'd be nice. Promo pack, no. Lost Prince. Retro frame. WPN gate. WPN promo? It's gotta be. Yep, that's it. Okay. It's not worth nothing. It's 40 cents. It's cool though. Cool version to put in your deck. All right. What do we got here? We have the Kazul Tyrant of the Cliffs. Bulk. Sunhome. Bulk. Emperor Plate from Mirrodin. Bulk. No, that's not a forest. It's funny how sometimes it gets. I think sometimes the sleeves throw it off really bad. Let's see. Buck 13, sure. Timely Ward, Commander Legends. Buck 36, Winds of Wrath. Oh, another fake one ring. Okay. That's just a freaking tease now. Swords of Plowshares, Commander Legends. Nice little hit. Thought Vessels, Commander 15. Very cool. Black Blade Reforged, Commander Legends. Small guy, but I think it's worth like $1 or so. Okay. Buck 83. All right. Plains. Temple of False God. Rogue's Passage. Yeah, these are like buy listable, I think. Wear and Tear. I don't think that's anything, is it? I guess it is. Buck 65. Ancient Den. Commander 21. Not the Mirrodin version. Again, for some of these, I'm gonna, 345. Some of these, I'm gonna like adjust the. I'm going to adjust the actual scanner to make sure the actual price. But when it's like, either way, it's not too far away. I'm just gonna let it go. 3 Dynamo World Championship Edition. I like these. I'm not gonna scan it. I'm just gonna keep it, but it's cool. Soul Rings. Always take Soul Rings. Arcane Signets. Yep. Bounce lands, map force, I'll put those aside. Land tax, that's a proxy. That's a proxy. Okay. Foil map planes, it's pretty cool. That's not that. I'm not going to check anyways. Retro foil MH1, Talisman of Conviction, that's nice. Not that one. Not really. Modern Horizons, the retro frame foil. There it is. Nice. 267. I like those cards. They're a little bit simpler. They're simple cards, but like you can get some cool version of them. Lightning Greaves. Nope. Spirit Link. Nothing there. Boros Signets, Mantle. Great Furnace. Commander 21. Not the dual decks. Commander 21. 469. That's not bad for that. And a Smothering Tide. That's a proxy. That's a proxy. Okay. Let's keep going on here. Bulk there. Good stuff here. Let's finish off this deck. All right. Again, so far pretty good stuff. I'm happy with it. Swiftfoot Boots. And the cool thing when you get like collections like this of just Commander decks, like you can just take them apart, add them to your collection. It's all stuff you can use for other decks, which is great. Darkseer Citadel. Not that one. This is the Commander version. I think it's this one. We'll call it that one. All it glitters, borderless, Commander Masters. Nothing. Command Towers, no. Blessings. Clifftop Retreats, OG Dominaria. Reprinted. Wow, a couple times down. 28 cents for that. Wow, these things went to nothing. 50 cents. These really used to be worth a few bucks. Deflecting Palm. Commander Legends. Yeah, $1.91. Master Warcraft. Bulk. Press Squire. Daneth. Reliquary Tower from Conflux. That's cool. Not the list one. These are worth a few bucks, so I'll take a look. Conflux. $1.95, sure. Darksteel Mirror. I don't think that's anything. It's 3 mana for a 0/1 indestructible. Crawl Space, or is this Legacy? Yeah, Legacy. 521. Nice. I always get that wrong. Masterwork of Ingenuity. Nothing there. Gavel of the Righteous. Commander version. Borderless Sundown Pass. Crimson Vow. Come on. Nope. Take it out. $6.99. We'll take those. All right. Windborn Muse. Commander version. Not 10th. I'll just call it this. I guess I'm not going to go too deep into it. Wild Ricochet. Commander Legends, 38 cents. Vanquish the Horde, Midnight Hunt. Buck. Michuko Kondo Truthseeker. Okay. $4.59. No, actually not the list reprint. $4.15. That's fine too. Colossus Hammer, great card from Core 20. Awesome. I love finding these. When you can sneak this onto something, it's awesome. Core 20, there it is, $2.70. If you get that foil from Core 20, it's pretty expensive. It's the original printing. Mother of Runes, not that one. This is the Dual Decks, Elspeth of Kiora, 505. Trailblazers Boots, OG Zendikar. Couple bucks. Vandal Blast. Ooh, look at that. Vandal Blast, nice. We'll always take those. Galaxy Mountain, that's sweet. Not the planetary one, but it's the Galaxy ones that you find in the collector packs. They're pretty nice. If it can scan. It can have a tough thing with these weird cards and foils sometimes. Come on. You can do it. Oh, you can do it. Come on. I'm going to try to search it. Mountain, Galaxy. Am I doing both? Whichever one's the lesser one is it. So, yeah, okay, it's not that one. So this one's $3. Cool. Those little Galaxy lands are cool. They have a little bit. Boros Charm, Commander Legends. Yeah, I can't believe this is a $4 uncommon now. I mean, I guess it's just due for a reprint. Commander Legends. Not the extended art. No, not that one. $4.89. Yes, this is just due for a simple reprint. Hour of Revelation from Mom and Ket. $1.45. Sigarda's Aid. Didn't this just start moving? It did. I thought so. Commander Legends. I swear, like this morning, I saw something where it was like doubling in price. $13.84 for that. And I just sold a bunch of foreign ones too for like nothing. Dom Yu. I like these lands. These are nice. These stained glass ones. Not gonna scan. Yeah, okay, not gonna scan. That's fine. SRAM. Commander Legends. $1.44 for the AFR. Commander Legends 268. That'll work. Storm's Edge right there. Kamigawa foil. Not the promo pack. Regular version. Nothing, 20 cents. Foil, 33. Nothing there. Odric. I'm pretty sure this is bulk. Yeah, 76 cents. Battlefield Forge. Not 10th. This is Commander 2021, 74 cents. Open the Armory. That's a polo, right? Yeah. $1.53. Aggravated Assault. Very cool. So the Wildsville Drain. Boros from 1283 for the anime. Ghostly Prison. Nice. 384. Sword of the Animist. $10. No, this is the Origins one. Magic Origins. It is $7.69. Very cool. Blasphemous Act. Commander Legends to finish out this deck. Very good. I mean, good decks for sure. So I'm happy to take these. A lot of good hits in these. A lot of good pullables for sure. So, all right. All right. So I guess we got 2 more decks. Let's just go into them and see what we get. I guess there is some proxy. Oh, Kedis. Okay, I'm guessing he had some sideboard stuff. Kedis, yeah. Wow, look at that. 372. That's gone up. Boyle. Not that one. Tempest, 70 cents is a pull, but Lightning Bolts, M11, we'll take them. Sure. Key to the City. Nothing really. Separator, Sithis. Oh, I have a Sithis deck of my own, so I'm curious to see how this one compares to the one I got. 274. It's a fun deck. You just keep drawing and drawing cards like crazy. Assassin Champion. Theros Beyond Death. $3. Bounce Land. Swords of Plowshares. Reprobation. Nothing there. Plains. Calyx. I think that was in my deck. Theros Beyond Death. Borderless Mythic. This is not an expensive one, I don't think. Calyx. Destiny's Hand. Yeah, that one. Borderless. What do we got? Yeah, Buck. Nothing crazy. Tower Arbor Elf. Master 25. Nah. Wings of Wrath, Commander Legends. So clearly this person opened a lot of Commander Legends. Or that's just the singles they bought. Sphere of Safety. Always take those from Return to Ravnica. A few bucks. Nyx Lotus, Theros Beyond Death. A couple bucks there, I think. Not that one. Not that one. 445. Okay, cool. Always have a Soul Ring. Oh, there better be a 1 ring in somewhere here somewhere. Another Infinity Land. That's Infinity Lands. Very cool. 81 cents. Buy listable. Okay, Dealists. Nihilese Colossus. Commander 18, 19, 18. 864. Okay, that'll work. Song of the Dryads. Commander 14, right? 440. Not the Commander Masters. Commander 14. Yeah, 406. Sterling Grove. Goes perfect with this deck. Yeah, I built this deck myself with the Sithis, and it's just you draw and draw and draw and draw and draw. You draw so many cards. Spellbook, very cool. 7th edition? Whatever it is, yeah. Leyline of Sanctity. Bulk. Plains, non-foil. 50 cents. Utopia Sprawl. I don't think that's worth anything, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. The Ascension one. That's a Masters 25. Masters 25 being, hey, $1.77, sure. Brushland, Brothers War. The old lands from Ice Age got reprinted. Flickering Ward from Tempest. 443 for the uncommon, sure. List from Eternal Masters, Ancestral Mask. Yeah, list reprints. Whip Silk, that's a good one. Invasion. Huh, actually that dropped. Benevolent Blessing. Reverie? No. Celestial Ancient. Nothing there. Psychosis Crow, that's bulk, right? Yeah. Mess Enchantress. Little guy. Light Paws, Kamigawa. Sungrass Prairie. Every commander deck ever made, probably, right? So it's bulk, yeah. Ethereal Armor. That might actually be buy listable. No, not anymore. Solitary Confinement. And Darksteel Mutation. Buck, okay. Bulk over here. Rest of the deck here. Let's see. Seal, Journey to Nowhere. You have my Enchantress. Nope. Spirit Mantle. Yeah, $2 for that. Hyena Umbra. I always check these. I know they're nothing. Thought Vessels. Yeah, it's a little something, right? Yeah. Chaos Transformation. I like the flavor with the revised Wild Growth. Very nice. 5th edition, Verdant Enchantress. Great card. That works. Satyr Enchanter. I think that's not bad. No? Commander Masters. No, this is Core 19. Core 19 had a lot of uncommons that were pulled. That was one of them. Brilliant Restoration Kamigawa, but that got reprinted. Not Flooded Strand for $62. Not Flooded Strand. Okay, got it. Good. But that makes me realize that I haven't seen any fetch lands. That there, little guys. Karmic Justice. Not Flooded Strand. It really wants me to find one. Open the Armory. Yeah, that's a pull, right? We had one before. Reliquary Tower, M19. A few bucks, sure. Tyrite Sanctum. Couple bucks there. All That Glitters. That was a good couple dollar card until it got reprinted. Enchantress of Presence. A lot of similarities to this to my deck, I'm sure. It's a lot of similar stuff. Collector Oomph, I didn't have that in mind, though. Not the list. This is the straight up MH2 one. I'm sorry, MH1, 294. Bear Umbra. There we go. I know there's some Umbras that were good. Okay, there's a good one right there. Almost $8. Spirits, Aura Shards, and a list from Evasion. Very cool card. Not the original one, but that's gone up, huh? Last time I looked at that, $13.96 for the Invasion one. $16.09, no kidding. Okay. Fortified Village, I know that's bulk. King Vista's bulk. Bountiful Promenade, that's good. Yep. Is it 822? Karametra, Commander 2020. You're like Korea Commander right there, 422. That was a great bunch of decks. Fauna Shaman, M11. 269. Destiny Spinner, good uncommon from Theros Beyond Death. 256. Sungrass Prairie, that's bulk. Hall of Helios Generosity, MH1. 594. Borderless Curse of Silence, Midnight Hunt. Nothing there. Lignify, list card from the Guild Kits, right? Lignify, yeah. Eidolon of Blossoms. Nyx, Trina Nyx. Yep, $150. Ghostly Prison. Rogue's Passage, not going to scan it. Sanctum Weaver. Ooh, Etched Foil, MH2. Very cool. Mirari's Wake. These are so dark. Mirari's Wake, not the OG one, Conspiracy. This is MH2 Foil Etched, 738. These are hard to find because really they only find them in the collector packs. But they're so dark in that. Felidar Sovereign. A couple bucks. ID Look Tutor, Theros Beyond Death. 829. Johnny's Chosen, Commander 15, 29 cents. Okay, not bad. Not bad. All right. All right, we're going to move on to the end here. Last deck, and I better see a ring because there was one advertised in the price, and it was like a $50, $60 card. So, oh, that's nice. So, I've seen plenty of proxies, so I better see the real one, or else we will have a problem. All right, let's dig right in. Avacyn, Commander Masters Mythic. Love it. Not that one, not the oversized one. Commander Masters, $26.75. Nice. Now, the Reliquary Tower, I'll always take them. $3 a piece. Not that one. Core 19. What's this one go for? I thought that was like $3. Core 19. $2. Okay, let's drop. It's been reprinted probably. Oh. There we go. Rogue's Passage. Phyrexian Rebirth. Commander 19. 24 cents. Nothing there. Nightmare. Heraldic Banner. That was a pullable from Throne of Eldraine. Not really anymore. Temple. Sword of the Animist. Proxies. Our Revelation. Had that before. Open the Armory. They have a lot of cards. So that's one thing I try not to do. I mean, except for like Soul Ring and maybe like Arcane Signet or whatever. But like, you know, if I play a card in one deck, MH3, got the little Eldrazi in the back. I'll leave that aside. I try not to duplicate cards. You know what I mean? If I can help it. Lightning Greaves list card. Yeah, it's about $4, whichever version it is. Ghostly Prison. Another one. Like, I've seen Ghostly Prison in, like, every deck. I mean, like, One Ring's been, like, in every deck. Platinum Angel. Very cool. Not the M11. This is the other one. Conspiracy Take the Crown. $6.90. Archangel of Ties from Magic Origins. Mythic. $7.20. Well of Lost Dreams. Commander 17. It's bulk. Martial Coup. No, I don't think think it's anything crazy. Land tax, very nice. That's a real land tax. 1730. No, not that version. No, that is the right version. Yeah. Yep, 1730. Very nice. Darien, Masters 25, $1.45, not the list. So yeah, my guess is that they probably had one copy of cards. They made proxies for the rest. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Mangara, Seraph Sanctuary, common from Avison Restored. $1.24, sure. Fumigate. So there was like 5 proxies of Thran Dynamo. So yeah, so this is the one real one. Fumigates. Fumigates. All right, let's see if that one is right there. 1 second. Okay, so Thran Dynamo, the actual real one right there. Come on. It's worth a couple bucks. We all know that. It's okay. Surge of Salvation. Sometimes I get annoyed with these things. I don't want to wait for them. True Conviction. This is the Gideon spellbook. Those are actually pretty cool. Aetherflux Reservoir. These cards are, that's awesome. Kaladesh. Classic. Pay 50. Deal 50. $13.98. Very cool. Nyx Lotus again. $4. We've seen those before. Skull Clamp. From Brothers War Commander. The retro one. Yeah, because all those decks were all retro, which is pretty cool. Herald of War. Avison Restored. $2.84. Archangel of Thune. So clearly this is an Angel deck. Archangel of Thune. Whoa. Iconic Masters. Oh, no, wrong one. Archangel Thune. I didn't realize that was as expensive as it was. Iconic Masters, 50.34. No kidding. Middle, 55. Lowest, 44. Wow, that's fantastic. So $50 card. Sweet. Awesome. That's the big hit so far. Steel Shaper's Gift. So yeah, seen proxies of these already. And this is like the actual real copy. 646, not Fifth Dawn. Commander Masters, I'm sorry. 7. Okay, so that's gone up a little bit. Starnheim Aspirin. This was like a $7 uncommon when Kaldheim came out. Wow, it's gone up. Not the Jumpstart, $8. Yeah, still it dropped with the reprint of Jumpstart 2022. I guess it went back up. World Slayer. This is a fun card. I've thrown that in a couple decks before. Larry Nevin's disc, bulk, right? Pretty many times. Alms Collector. All right, what else we got here? Wrath of God, Dom Remastered. Classic, sure. $4.52. Arc Vista of Agma. $3.54. Smothering Tide. There we go. So, yep, that pretty much confirms it. So this is, my guess is this is probably like their favorite deck, their pet deck. Smothering Tide. No, this is the Ravnica Allegiance. This is the original. And then they just proxied it, which is fine. $31.45. Very good. Elspeth Sun's Champion. It's a classic right there. Come on. There we go. $1.64. Cathar's Crusade, Avison Restored. Oh. Let's see. Cathar's Call, Cathar's Crusade. This is the Avison Restored one. $4.76. Yeah, recently reprinted in a Shredder Remastered. Pearl Medallion, very nice. Commander Masters. Not that one. Commander Masters. $2.64. Wow, these were cheap. Norns, and there we go. There it is. I knew there would be one in here. Good. One ring. Very nice. Okay. Lower Ring bundle version. The foil one is $60.50. $60 card. Fantastic. All right. Now I'm happy because I was a little worried, but I think I saw so many proxies early on. Now they were all good in this deck, which is nice. Endless Atlas, the Warhammer 40K, $1.47. Lyra, Dominaria, not remastered, original, $3.98. Odric, that's bulk, right? Yeah, it's bulk. Throne of Eldraine, very nice. That's a good little hit, right? Yeah, $13.63. That'll work. Midnight Hunt, Vanquish the Horde. Come on, Vanquish the Horde. There we go. Okay, so we had it before already. Guardian of the Gateless. Gate Crash. Gauntlet of Power, Times Power Remastered Mythic. Probably a couple bucks, right? I think after a while, these scanners get tired. Pristine Talisman, Gold Mirror, Day of Judgment, OG Zendikar. Buck. Mindstone, no. Wall of Glare? No, that's not what that is. Wall of Glare? No, not Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, well, we're just not going to bother. Walking Atlas, that's a pullable, right? From Worldwake? Yeah, $1.25. Thought Vessels, always take those. Soul Warden, that's a buck or two, right? $2.89, even better. Cryptic Caves, Gilded Lotus. Gilded Lotus. There it is. Not Path of Ancestry. Gilded Lotus. Nope, not that either. There we go. Third time's a charm. Soul Rings, of course. Buck. Suture Priest, we'll take those. Good common. $1.58. Geode and Hostilities. 19 cents. All right, getting towards the close. Swords of Plowshares. We scanned them. We know it's worth a buck or two. Odric. Bulk. Catcher's Monuments. $3.91. Not the Commander version. This is the original Amonkhet. $3.64. That'll work for uncommon. Windborn Muse. Foil. Dom Remastered. Not that one. Dom Remastered. 31 cents. Wow, that's it, huh? Foil, 29 cents. That's funny. Demolition Field. Planar Cleansing. Last off, there's Wayfarer's Bauble. Fusion Archive. That's it right there. I think that does it. It's okay. So overall, very, very nice. So a lot of scan value. There's a lot of picked cards out of this thing. I'm happy with this, and there's a lot of it I didn't even scan. I just kind of put it aside. So I have a lot to go through. And again, too, honestly, there's things like this. There's things like there's a lot of deck boxes I know are value. The dice have value, which I will probably sell that. The playmats I decided I'm going to sell, so I can probably sell like the playmats, the deck boxes, the dice, and probably get a decent amount, 50, 80, maybe like $100 for those, because I'm sure these are expensive. They're probably like $50 a piece. But I have a lot of stacks of cards here. Let me actually, okay, I'm gonna put up here everything that basically I pulled out that is not bulk, that I'm actually gonna go through and dig a little farther in. So I'll just show you the stacks, and then I'm gonna make a video. I'll have to make a video afterwards showing like the kind of the totals, because there's a lot here to go through. So most of these decks, a lot of stuff I pulled out, some of it was just rare, some of it was valuable, or it was pullable or whatever. But I mean, this is like the majority of these decks. These were good decks. Like they had some value in here, which I liked. So definitely a player, obviously. So this is everything that I pulled out. It's a lot of cards. It's what? Probably 600-700 cards, give or take. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna go through these. And kind of like I did with other videos, just sort in between, like, maybe like the 50 cents to $1 pile, maybe like the $1 to $5 pile, and everything up like that, so we can kind of see it and have it spread out. Because a big collection like this, there's a lot of good things to pull through. I want to know what the actual numbers are. So this is one that I will take the time. I'm going to go through it, and I will have a final video showing you my numbers. But overall, I liked it. All right, so this is the end results for the $864 collection that I picked up on eBay. That was basically a player's collection. It was decks, it was bulk, it was things like that, a couple extras. And so I want to kind of throw the numbers at you guys so you can kind of see what I'm dealing with and what my thoughts are. So if I got a bunch of piles here, I'm gonna break them down to you really quick. So, well, actually, let me back up. So the collection cost $864, shipped to my door. I did make some sales on some of these things before this, so I want to be very clear about that. So I did sell all the dice, the dice, the playmats, all the deck boxes, all that kind of stuff. I sold it at my Whatnot show like the day after I opened this thing up and started filming it. And I netted about $70 from all those extras, the dice, the playmats, deck boxes, all that. There were some cards that I did sell earlier on. I netted about $50 from those. And then all the bulk is actually in the process of being sold right now. And I should net about $50 for that. So which brings me actually just below 700, but we're going to say about $700. So basically my cost now is about $700. It's just shy. That's probably more like $690. We'll call it 700 for easy numbers. Now, these 4 big stacks right here, this is all stuff that's like 50 cents to like 99 cents. So it's basically, it's most likely buy listable. Some of it might not be, but again, if I'm going to send a whole bunch of stuff to the condo of cards, which I always do, it's all little stuff like this. They do all the work for me. It's a lot easier. Could I get more if I sold them all individually? Yes, of course I could, but there's like 300 plus cards there and they're all smalls and I'm just not going to deal with them. So about 300 cards, and the average cost was like 74 cents or something like that. So again, however you want to figure it. If you want to figure I get like 10 cents a piece and I get 30 bucks out of all this bulk, whatever. I know I'll get more than that because I've got the reports for my card condos before, and it's all, I know it works well. But so let's just, make easy math again. Let's say with all this bulk traded in, I'm down to about $6.50 in cost and all this. So let's just agree to disagree, or however you want to look at it. Again, everyone looks at numbers with cards differently, but I'm trying to simplify it in an easy way. So let's go now to my $1 to $5 pile. So this pile and this pile, $1 to $5, everything's scanned. I have 246 cards for $571. Now, I might as well thumb through these really quick so you guys can see it. This is everything $1 to $5. A lot of great playables in here. Again, this was a commander player for sure. This was a collection of a player. Again, condition, this was very, very good. Some galaxy foils in there for sure. But again, a lot of small stuff. A lot of $2 cards. I think the average value was just over $2. It was like $2.20 or something like that for the average card. And again, you can say, maybe they all buy list for 50 cents. 75 cents, $1, whatever it is. There's also a lot of $4 cards in here too. So however you want to look at it, if you want to say I get 50% of it on a buy list, sure, that probably makes the most sense. So maybe like $290 or so, bringing my cost down to what, like call it 400, probably a good guesstimate right there. Again, everyone's different. However you want to look at it, it's fine. But there's that. So again, this is a great little lot too, because this is a crap load of just good playables you're gonna throw in decks. So I'll be honest with you, probably a lot of this I probably won't be selling a lot of this. Not all of this. I mean, there'll be some. I mean, for sure, commander staples that like you put in decks that you just keep because you're gonna be buying them again for a deck. So I'll have to go through it before I send everything off to a buy list. Well, this stuff anyways, the lower stuff. I'll have to see what I'm going to keep. There's definitely some keepers, some stuff that, is just like a standard thing you just hold on to for decks. Swift Boots, Soul Rings, Relic Core Towers. I mean, you use them all the time. So, yeah, good. This is the first deck here. Again, it's a bunch of stuff, $1 to $5. It was a good collection. Overall, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, again, tokens worth like $3 right there. It's crazy. But yeah, a lot of $1 to $4, $1 to $5 cards, great playables. That's the nice thing is when you get like an actual, like kind of, I don't want to say a curated collection, but it wasn't like this wasn't like a mixed random lot. This was a collection, but at the same time, it had a lot of bulk in it too to sort through, which I did find some cool stuff. Not an insane amount. Like there wasn't an insane amount of good pickable bulk, but there was some. It made it worth it. And when I said I paid $8.64 and they had scanned, some of it for like 1,100, I was like, all right, well, like, even though that's all there is, I'll get my value's worth, so it's fine. And there was some more in the bulk. There were some other things that were good. So really liked it. That's crazy. It's only a $3 card. But yeah, so many good stuff in here. So many good things to pick from, play from. Great collection. Absolutely love it, especially as a commander player. So, yeah. Go through this real quick. Again, this is the $1 to $5 stuff, $1 to $4.99. Crazy amount of good stuff. All right, so we'll put this aside, and then let's go next to the. This is the $5 to $10 cards, or should say $5 to $9.99. Now there were 49 cards in this lot. A little less, obviously, a little more, but 49 cards with $334. Lear Dawnbringer. This is funny because I remember this uncommon in Kaldheim was expensive for a long time. Then it was reprinted, but actually it went back up. It's like a $7 card again. Skull Clamp. Love these. Lightning Greaves, very nice. Endless Ranks. Scab. Some cool foils in here too. This one was funny. I was surprised. So a Dark Ritual from Master 25. Hey, listen, I don't make the prices. I'm just telling you what it scans at. It scans at like 7 and change. So sure, I'll take it. Noxious Revival. Captain Phoenix. Always love that one. I'll take all these Lightning Greaves, man. Great for decks. So very cool lot again of $5 to $10 stuff. Great playables. Good commanders. A couple Nazguls there. Nice. That is good. Foil Sinking and Stupor. This is great. This is like an $8 uncommon. Actually, I thought it was a little more, to be honest with you. Jurassic Park stuff, very cool. Bilbo's Ring. Old stuff. Again, all playables. Love the etched from MH2, very cool. Bear Umber, that's the one. And so it's funny because I'm just watching the video. Someone just commented, they're saying Barham is what you're looking for. I'm like, yep, that's what it is. So again, very cool lot there of stuff that's $5 to $10. This is the very small lot of stuff that was $10 and up. So it's 26 cards in here with a value of $5.24. So here we go. We got Mind Crank, Mesmeric Orb, very nice. The foil, Zelix, Smothering Tithe, like those. Deathrite Shaman, Avacyn was good. Archangel, that's like probably one of the biggest hits in the set, I think, besides the ring. For this collection, Land Tax, yeah, the One Ring probably be the number 1 card, like in the 60 range. Throne of Eldraine, Tree of Perdition from Jumpstart 2022, World Tutor, Assault, Maze, Grave Pact, love the Flare, Borderless, Borderless, what do you call it? Perfect Hybrid, nice. Sphere, Atraxa, good. Cigarze, this thing popped up. Even the list card is worth pretty good for this. Hour Shards, great card. Yawgmoth, Borderless Windswept Heath, Vorinclex was like nice. That was close to the $50 range, and then that one right there. So overall, it was great. So if I totaled up, again, run the numbers really quick. So 864, minus 70 for some of the extra stuff, dice, playmats, deck boxes, minus $50 for a few cards I sold individually on my Whatnot show, netting about $50 for the bulk. That brings me just about $700. The total of the 1 to 10, $1 and up cards, not the 50 cents to $1, but the $1 and up cards was $14.29. So again, even if you just said I buy listed, I got 50% of it, I just did a quick little sale, I actually still made money on this, and that's not even including all the little tiny bulk that I'm going to buy list too. So this is a great collection. I'm happy with it. I got to have fun with it. And the cool thing is what I've been doing now is all the so all the $1 to $5 cards, I will be buy listing all this stuff that I'm not going to keep for myself. So the only thing I'm going to sell individually on my own is basically going to be this, the $5 and up things. And what I've been doing is, honestly, I've been putting them on my Whatnot channel, and I've been trying to give people the best deal I can. You know, if a card is $10, you know, shipped, let's say $10 free shipping on TCG Player. All right, well, like I'm gonna do my cheap shipping with like, it's like 75 cents to mail it with like basically a stamp on Whatnot, and I'll put it at $9. So it'll actually be cheaper than TCG Player. So that's just what I do. And I figure it works out good that way. I don't have a lot of cards to sell, so my pile doesn't get big. All of this will get buy listed, all the $1 to $5 stuff, all the 50 cents to $1 will get buy listed. Send all that in, then they'll send me the money that way, and it saves me a lot of time. Again, can I get a lot more if I sell this individually? I could get a lot more, but it's also to take into account your time and what your time is worth. And for me, again, right now, I'm not a single seller. I do this for the fun of it and the enjoyment of it. I can buy list all this. This all goes away. This all goes away, and I have very little left as far as my costs, and all I'm left with is those 2 piles in the back, which those 2 piles are worth $858. And I'll sell that probably like 10% off on my Whatnot page on my show, and we'll have a good time. People get some good deals and some singles, and I'll move on to the next one. So again, let me know what their thoughts are. I like this collection. I thought it was a lot of fun. The condition was good. Yeah, again, different than the kind of style collection I'm used to doing, but I loved it. Let me know what you think.